Yeah, he said it was either the Bengals or no, it was a Saturday.
It was on Saturday, so it was either that or the Chargers.
The Jags.
The Jags-Chargers game. So we gave him the Niners. He got a winner, and that's what it was. Are we good back on live on YouTube?
Yeah, we're back on YouTube now.
All right, guys, we're back live
Welcome
for
back.
all 7 viewers or 6.
So
whatever it may be.
We are back live. So that's the much, only one. We talked about our winners. Now let's talk about
The weekend
that was the wild card weekend. And what a wild weekend it was.
It was a wild. They called it Super Wild Card now.
Is it
I don't know if you knew that. Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
Super Wild Card is what they call it. They added an extra 2 games or whatever it is. Seahawks Niners.
The first game.
The first game was close up until halftime.
Yes.
After that, the Niners kind of put the pound down.
Odie, if you listen to the show, Odie said over under. He's like, I think Purdy is going to score 3 touchdowns.
He said he's going to throw 3 touchdowns.
And he had 4 touchdowns.
He had 3 throwing and 1.
Yes.
Yeah, Odie nailed that.
Nailed it. That was crazy. And then the second game, which we can get into, the Chargers-Jags.
That was brutal.
27-7.
27-0.
27-0.
And for me, that game, that's what I always say. Like, play calling is key in certain situations, right? So, if still not up?
Oh, still.
Right? So, if still not up?
It should be up now.
Okay.
Just turn your volume down, Eddie, because I can
All right.
hear it somewhere. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties.
Yes.
here
Yeah, we have
today.
Fred in here, so we're good.
Oh, we're good?
Okay.
Okay. So,
The Tuesday Blues.
yeah. So, yeah, it's Tuesday. We're still hungover from Friday. So, the Jaguars and Charger game.
Yes.
27-0.
27-0.
They did nothing after that. They played really soft defense that first touchdown before that the Jags picked up.
Yeah.
I thought. And you can kind of feel it. And at halftime, not that they were going to win the game. I thought they would just make it competitive. They went out and won the fucking thing.
Trevor, had 4 picks in the first half?
Yes.
4 picks. I think it's the only game where a team had 5 turnovers to 0 turnovers.
And won.
And won.
And won the game.
I mean, that's just mind-blowing.
That's all coaching, though.
I mean, listen, and we're going to talk about it. Let's just talk about it now. Let's talk about, so I've said it and you've said it. It's Brandon Staley's not there yet. He's not that guy.
No, he's not a very good coach. Well, they fired Lombardi. It was the first step.
And the quarterback coach, too. They fired 2 vatos.
Like, if it's... Lombardi's play calling was trash. The second drive after they get the interception that they settle for a field goal, they had the ball on the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Second down, threw the ball. Third down, threw the ball. They got a field goal. The next time they get an interception, it's 10-0. They get down to the 4-yard line. Eckler runs it. There wasn't a guy. He ran into the safety just to make contact.
Yeah.
Literally at the goal line.
Man.
It was, for me, and then they say, oh, well, they can't run the ball. You have to try and run the ball.
You have to try to run the ball.
You have to try. It doesn't. You can't abandon it. And you're up 27-0.
You have to be able to run the ball.
Another play that got me, 3rd and 3, they threw the ball, right? And they threw the ball and then settled for a field goal that he missed. So, if you know, to me, in my head, if we're going to kick here, then I'd run the ball. And I'd run the ball and try and get it. And if he gets stopped, I'm still kicking.
Yeah.
If he gets it, he gets it. But you didn't run the ball.
Yeah.
When the game was in the second half, Jags were down 20. The Chargers threw the ball more percentage of their plays up 20 than the Jags down 20. That was a stat.
But see, here's the thing, Rafa. Okay, Lombardi deserves to go.
100%.
But if you're the head coach, how do you not tell
Intervene
your
at
guy
some point.
and say, hey,
Run the dang ball.
Freaking ball, guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
what the hell's your problem?
I agree.
Belichick is saying, hey, run the ball here. And then call your play. But just run the damn ball.
Yeah, they
I mean, they were, I think, 30th in the league in rushing this year.
They had a hurt offensive line.
They had a lot of woes on the offensive line. That's true. But that's the NFL. Ton of injuries. There wasn't one offensive line in 32 teams that
wasn't hurt.
went from start to finish without a bunch of changes. There wasn't one. So
they should have ran the ball a lot more. The play calling, Herbert didn't convert. Some of these third downs and so on. But he's a young player.
So that's my next point.
Chargers were 30th in rushing yards per game.
And another thing is everybody's going to say, everybody, all the quarterbacks in the playoffs are young. Right.
Yeah.
100%. But it's different. Trevor Lawrence was playing down 27. At this point, how much worse can he be? He's thrown 4 interceptions.
You couldn't get any worse than what he played.
No.
So Michael Brown and Bizzles, he came and he's like, so why aren't you hammering Herbert?
Like Carr?
Like Carr.
Carr's been in the league for 9 years.
I mean, I saw a lot of stuff. He's finally getting a little bit of flack. He's finally getting a little bit of flack. Because, okay, listen, he is talented, but why isn't he getting?
Well, he missed some throws for sure. He had a touchdown he missed.
Yeah.
He missed some throws. He had a touchdown he missed. He missed a key first down. There were throws that he missed. But at the same time, the play that he makes on 3rd and long where he runs it for 13 and 14 to get that first down, and then you don't get, execution after that.
Go back to the last game last year where he just made, I think he converted 4 fourth downs
against the Raiders. And they still lost. He makes shit happen. So that's why he gets a little bit of leeway in my book. And I don't understand Spanos and why you would stick, especially when you have this is his second full season, right?
No, I think it's his third.
No,
I think it's his third. I think this is a Staley's third full season. He was coaching in Division III, for God's sakes, 8 years ago. He got up the corporate ladder really fast. I don't know how he did it, but I don't know. Maybe he has some pictures of Spanos. I don't know how he kept his job, but he kept his job. Congratulations to you. I
think they started there. They started firing Lombardi. They come out next season, kind of like the Mike Vrabel thing that I'm predicting. That I think they start out the next season. If they start off rough, they let him go. I think if they start next season 2-4 or something, or 2-5, they probably fire him.
This was his second full season.
Full season. So it's not terrible. Last year they were almost in the playoffs. If they tie with the Raiders, they're in. This year they got in, and they had a lot of injuries. Maybe they're looking at that.
You got to take that into consideration.
Right. He still had a good season, and he had a lot of injuries. Let's start firing Lombardi.
He changes philosophy on going for it on ridiculous situations. Right. So he got that cleaned up. And, but here's what I don't understand. When you have someone like Sean Payton that's available, if I'm an owner, I'm being aggressive as hell, and I'm going after a Sean Payton.
You have to give up a first-round pick, though.
True that.
So
that's that game. If you guys have anything to say about that game, I know Antonio Morales, he's texting me he's a big follower of the show, and he's a huge Charger fan. I had to console that guy. He kept on sending me stuff like, you do know I'm a Raider fan, right? I'm sort of freaking happy about this. But for a Raider fan, this is my perfect scenario. I want that dude to coach because I think he's going to continue to blow games.
This is perfect. They lose and they keep the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a win-win for you.
A win-win for a Raider fan. So that's how I see it. What do you think, Shanae?
I hate the Chargers. That's what I think.
Yeah!
She looked at you and she was like, are we talking about Brady yet? Or no?
We are talking dirty. I hate the Chargers.
When I say talk dirty to me, she's like, Staley sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it when he goes for it on 4th down. So, on to the next game. Now we're going into the Sunday card. Dolphins, Bills, and
crazy game. You were.
I was on the edge of my seat. You
were game. Like, oh, I can't believe this quarterback.
It bothered me. He was so bad. I don't care if he's your third string. The guy couldn't throw his 8-yard out.
Eddie is different. It's different. And if you think about it, there's no way watching that game that the coach didn't let them down. They had combined with the first half and the second half, they had, I want to say, 5 wasted timeouts on
my
potential delay of
God.
games.
So bad.
How do you waste 3 times? So who's calling in the play? Why is he getting into play so late? It can happen once, but fuck, 5 different occasions.
It seemed like the whole game, actually, to me.
It felt like every time they were snapping it with a second.
I was having an anxiety attacks. I had my buddy is like, I'm literally having anxiety the way they're bringing in the plays.
Look, watching him the week before, and if you look at the stats, he was 20 of 31 against the Jets. I thought that he was. I don't do props. I sent Eddie Money a picture of my props. I actually took the kid to throw for a handful of yards and completions and shit because I figured they would be down that he had to throw.
Yeah.
And he made some plays. I thought they could have called the game a lot better for him. Like, he had drops. He had 4 drops?
Yes.
2 from Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and the other
3
one
in the first half that were atrocious.
One might have been a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Waddle, I mean, they're just, I know it's cold, but the first thing they tell you is to catch the ball with your hands.
The first drop was bad.
Bouncing off their chest plate.
The second one, defender made a play, but like you said, you have to make a play.
Players make plays, Rafa.
Players make plays.
Players make plays. Oh, my wife.
Get in there.
I'll fire somebody really quick.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay, all right.
So we're going to skip into something real quick, just a quick little, because if you guys don't know, we are sponsored by
Pretty Eyes Lashes.
That is my wife's business, and she sponsors the You're Fired segment, and she's always wanted to fire somebody. So we're going to skip ahead, and we'll edit this back in, Eddie, because Eddie's an amazing editor.
But we can't edit live.
Yes, Shanae Bird, who would you like to fire?
Actually, I don't know who it is, but I need to fire the city of San Diego because they need to get the Chargers back.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the whole city.
The whole city.
The whole city, which I agree 10,000%. This is not their home. They had a hard time.
Not the Rams home either.
It's not. Well, I mean, at least the Rams were here before, and they had an old following. But Shanae, I agree with you so much because they couldn't fill a Carson Stadium that was 30,000 people, and they have a great team, so they've gotten more fans. But they are the San Diego Superchargers, and I think it's a matter of time before they go back.
No, they're never going back.
You've got to be kidding, Rafa.
They're never going back.
Shanae Bird, thank you for filling in for us, my beautiful wife. My wife! My wife. So now let's bring on our other fourth, my other beauty, my oldest son, Hawks on the Cobes. Hawks on the Cobes, sit down. So,
Jacob and I are going to fire off some bets right now.
oh yeah, we're gonna do some live
We're doing
betting.
some
People,
live betting
we
here
are gonna
today.
do some live betting, and if you guys want to join us, get into your app.
Jacob and I are undefeated live betting. We don't do it live. We do it before the game. We don't tell you guys.
That's very true.
So we are 4-0, I think it is,
Yeah.
here on podcast nights.
So that's awesome.
Oh, we also got Boom in here.
Boom,
Boomero.
He
Boomero.
doesn't drink mimosas on a Tuesday, but he is.
That guy.
He said that. He drinks mimosas every
So,
fucking night.
by the way, Boomero, a mimosa is orange juice and champagne. Boomero only drinks cranberry and champagne.
Not a mimosa.
And it's 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock. That's what he drinks. It's insane. So thanks, Boomtown, for following us and joining us. We're in the middle of our super wild card weekend. Something's going on.
Giants, Vikings, that game.
Giants, Vikings.
What did you think about that game?
Man, I'll tell you what I think. I think Brian Dable is the coach of the year. I think he's turned Danny Dimes into this. I would
It's
have.
already take.
Hit him with it.
I would have never. I would have never
Vikings
thought.
Are bad. The Vikings are a bad team.
They are. I've said it. They're a farce. I said it. They're the biggest farce in the NFL.
So you can't give them that much credit to Dable if Vikings were that bad.
But the Giants, I mean, they're playing with house money. The Giants are playing for house money. They are
You
equally
don't
as
like
bad.
Daniel Jones. You said like 3 weeks ago
I think he's
they should
horrible.
draft a quarterback.
I still think that. That's
You're
how,
out of your mind.
That's how I think Brian Dable is such an amazing.
He's an amazing coach, and Giants showed you on draft night last year that they were the winners, and they proved it.
Oh yeah.
They proved it. At least the first night. They won the first night, and they won a playoff game. Coach is great. They had a good draft. They probably get their ass whooped this weekend.
They probably do, man.
By the actual coach of the year. And probably the MVP. Well, let's not say that. Mahomes is the MVP. But if Hurts doesn't get hurt, he would have probably been the MVP.
I mean, that is the other coach of the year, I guess. But
he is the coach of the year.
Man, after last week, I'm just so impressed with Brian Dable.
Playoffs don't count for coach of the year.
I know that.
And the Eagles whooped them 48-22 in December.
Well, we're going to get to that.
So
we're going to get to that.
To me, the last play, why is there a guy running a 4-yard out on 4th and 8? What the fuck was he doing?
Yeah.
He's drawing the linebacker over, so the other guy running a 15-yard out is open, but
Cousins threw it to him?
Yeah. That guy up top was open.
And Cousins had time, right?
Yeah, well, he had pressure, but at least move out of the pocket.
Dude, it's 4th and 8,
Yeah,
bro.
get out of the
This
pocket.
is it.
I saw
It's your season right there.
I saw the coldest meme. That, by the way, that's a Derek Carr move. By the way,
I said that 100%.
That was a car move. I agree with you guys.
I saw the coldest freaking meme that said that I can't think it was the quarterback. What's the quarterback from the Vikings?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins threw a 3-yard out in honor of DeMar.
I saw that. That
was just wrong. That's so wrong.
So wrong, but so right.
But so funny. But we always said it. The Vikings were a farce this year.
You said it, yeah.
And I mean,
agreed.
Yeah.
You
hate it. Their defense.
I didn't agree. Their defense is fucking
Their defense
terrible.
is horrible.
My God.
Their defense is horrible.
Yeah, that was terrible defense.
So they got some things to fix, but they're right there. They're just like 3 or 4 pieces away. But they lost. And that's that. And now let's go into the Sunday night game.
That was an amazing game. The Bengals had no business winning that game.
No
business winning that game. There's no way you can tell me you're a Bengals fan and you think you should have won that game. Like the Ravens, you won the game, obviously, right? And they made a play. They didn't. That play there, I agree. You know, people want to fire J.K. Dobbins and talk shit about him or whatever. I should be the guy there.
He's right.
Bro, that's a play that you... to me, I wouldn't have done that on 3rd down. I might have done that on 4th down. Quarterback leaping over. I would have probably given it to Dobbins.
They were 2 yards away, Rafa.
Was it 2 or 1?
It was almost 2.
I thought it was on the 1.
No, it was a long one.
It was like,
okay, well, on 3rd down, I probably would have given it to him, but on 4th down, I would have gone for it. What's Fred saying? He's saying something.
It's a bad. What's Fred saying over here?
Did Fred say anything?
Rafa, let me see that lighter.
He said, please skip. I don't want to hear this.
Sorry, Freddie. We have to cover it. To me, I thought, to be honest with you, Burrow didn't do shit. And
he didn't.
And if you thought he did something, he didn't do shit. The Ravens manhandled them in almost every aspect of the game, but yet still lost.
Roquan Smith played like a G.
He's a monster.
He's so good. I wish the Ravens
He deserves every penny he got.
He's so good.
And then some.
Chicago let a good one get away, man.
They did. And he deserved every penny he got and then some. And to me, I think the Ravens should have won the game.
But Tricky Joe, man. Tricky Joe Lewicki. He makes those 3rd down, slip away on your feet, makes those funky first downs that extend drives that I say you have to have as a quarterback, and he makes those. He's so dang slippery in that pocket, man. And so he didn't look good.
Burrow that offense didn't look good at all.
It didn't. But he makes just enough plays.
You're right. And guess what? This week, if he plays anything like he played last week, if he plays anything like the way he played in last year's playoffs for most of them, except the game probably against the Chiefs, okay, then they're not winning this week. And there's a reason that they're 5-point dogs today. Okay, so, yeah, he's great. No doubt about it. But last week, he didn't do shit.
He didn't do shit.
But
how many
and
games
you saw a play decided. The game was decided on a play that you rarely see. Like, I can remember Gary Plummer from the Niners on a goal line stance on a Sunday night football game years ago. Nobody's even going to remember this because it's a regular season game. I saw him do that. Hit a guy coming into the end zone, fumble, returned it 98 yards. He wasn't the one who returned it, of course. Gary Plummer couldn't run for shit. So I don't think he returned it all the way, but it ended up being a 98-yard touchdown.
Man.
And that's what it was. And
They lost that game on that play.
that was it.
That's the game.
Because they get that touchdown, and the Bengals had done nothing.
14-point switch.
And I go back that game to the same shit that happened Week 18, Titans and Jags, where the Titans had it, and they let it slip away at the end. And it's the same outcome.
I think it's a horseshit call.
10 points on turnovers the Bengals scored, and they won the game.
My mom had
Might have been 14.
my mom had money on the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. And she was not happy about that play call.
It was an awesome game, though. And, kudos to the Ravens. They competed. They were way in the game.
So
should have had it.
Michelle said it was the best play ever.
Bengals fan. Bengals fan.
So my mom had money on the Ravens.
And your sister's the Bengals.
Has money on the Bengals to win that game.
And they live on the West Coast.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Which one of your cousins has the Browns and the Steelers? You got an AFC North family.
It's very strange. So let's get into that Lamar Jackson debate, because it got heated, man. Like, we posted something and I looked and everyone had an opinion on it.
A lot of people have it. Of course, it's Lamar. Players were talking about you need to pay him or whatever.
He's staying.
You think they pay? How much do they give him? That's the question.
Well, they offered him 158 guaranteed.
It's a lot.
And he declined that, right?
Yeah, well, he declined at everything.
Listen, man, he needs
Do you
to
give him 225 guaranteed now?
He cannot go off of that freaking contract of Deshaun Watson. That was an aberration. That was a horrible contract.
He will
and
get
he keeps on comparing. You can't guarantee Lamar Jackson's contract when he continues. He hasn't finished the last 2 seasons. How, as a business person, look what they did to the Arizona, to Calamari.
Gave him all the money.
Look what they did to the coach, Cliff Kingsbury. Now the dude's in Thailand with his freaking girlfriend, and he doesn't even want to coach. He's getting $20 million.
And ladyboys.
He bought a one-way ticket to Thailand, and he's laughing at all of us.
Yeah, with ladyboys.
Well,
It's happening. Who the fuck goes there?
I don't know, but did you see the pictures of his?
I don't want to see it. There's ladyboys in the picture for sure.
No. His pictures are very interesting.
Okay. All right.
So, but what I'm saying is you can't give Lamar guaranteed all that money. You just can't. If you're smart, and we all say,
what would you give him?
I would give him 35% guaranteed contract.
Oh no.
With a shitload of incentives that you have to pay. Listen, we've talked about this last week.
He's an MVP.
3 years ago, Rafa.
It doesn't matter.
3 years ago. We've talked about this.
Give me an age.
It doesn't matter
Eddie
how old
it matters, Eddie.
You know why it doesn't matter? Because, like I said, in NBA, you get paid for your potential. You do not get paid in the NFL for what you did.
Lamar Jackson is 26.
Oh, come on, man.
But he has more rushing attempts, I bet, than any other freaking quarterback in history.
He has more attempts
than Michael Vick.
Half the fucking running backs in history.
Exactly. And who pays running backs?
No, I understand.
You don't pay running backs in the NFL.
2-1.
Yeah, you get 2-1 with this dude. And they were scoring. They were 12th in the league in scoring when he played, last when he didn't. They were the Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson without him, and they were close to the Miami Dolphins with him.
Well, that's
the difference.
I have a solution.
From the top to the top 12.
And I said it last week.
From the bottom.
Lamar Jackson needs to hire Deshaun Watson's agent. I am your agent.
He will get the money. I think he's going to get all of it guaranteed.
Ha!
All of it.
Wow.
Zach agrees, says pay the man.
Pay the man his money.
Someone will.
Of course someone will. Miami will.
The Jets will.
The Jets 100% will.
The Jets have the best value to get him at plus only 250.
And the Ravens minus something.
No.
What do you mean?
That was when DraftKings.
So what are the odds for the Ravens to re-sign him?
They came out today. The Ravens came out today and they said they're negotiating. They already came. They said we are negotiating. Now, he
has all the leverage, all of it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, he
All
does.
of it. Are you
Bullshit.
kidding?
Hundley moved the ball.
Hundley
Moved the ball and lost the
moved
fucking
him.
game.
Fumble.
He lost the fucking game.
He went over.
That was
the
a bad
top.
call.
No, it was
No.
his fault.
It was his fault. He
It was his
reached.
fault. He reached. It was a QB sneak, not.
Yeah,
a
it was a
QB
Cuban
jumbo.
fucking leap. You're not Lamar. How tall is Hundley?
Yeah, that was a horrible play. I said he cannot play ever again in the NFL after that play.
No, he can play as a backup though.
He could, but that was such a bad play by him. I couldn't even comprehend it.
He's 6'1".
6'1". Who, Hundley?
Yeah.
And he's got the arms of a fucking T-Rex.
He was like
Obviously.
a whole yard short.
He wasn't even close.
So he doesn't pay any bills at group dinners. I wish I could pay the bill, but I can't reach.
Here are the odds for Lamar Jackson. So they don't have the Ravens on there.
Okay.
The Jets are at 250, Falcons at 350,
That's terrible.
Raiders at 750, Panthers at 750, Patriots at 900, Commanders
an
900, and Dolphins at 1,000.
Yeah, because Tua's probably coming back.
So Michael Vick went off. Michael Vick feels like how I feel.
That he shouldn't get the
thought
money?
that was such a stupid statement.
He came
What did
out,
he say?
came out and
I
he's
love
like,
Michael Vick.
he should freaking play. That you got to suck it up and play. And then RG3
Yeah.
RG3's a bitch.
came out.
RG3 is a bitch.
Okay, well, which one is it? Because you can't have it both ways. Because I agree with Michael Vick.
I don't care. I'm just saying RG3 in general. I could
I
agree with him
agree.
on this
My
point, but he's
RG3
still
is
a
a bitch.
bitch.
And he posted him with his knee. This is why you don't play with a bad knee. We've talked about this. The NFL is a blood sport. It's a game of warriors, and it's a game of brotherhood. And if Lamar could have played, he should have played. And I hold into account when I negotiate the fucking deal with you.
How do you know he could have played?
I don't know.
Exactly. We don't know. We don't know.
But
Do you remember? You're a Charger hater. Do you remember when Phillip Rivers went in? They went into Indianapolis and they beat the Colts, and he tore his ACL, and he played against the Patriots in that championship game.
Yes.
And fucking LaDainian Tomlinson played one play or two.
Yes.
And he sat on the sideline with a
That-
jacket
with-
on,
and with his
the
helmet
guy
on.
couldn't fucking play.
And with his helmet on.
With a helmet on,
And his
everybody
visor, and his visor.
and his visor, and it's fucking freezing. Might have even been a little bit of snow, not too much probably, if I remember correctly. And he sat on the sideline, and people criticized him.
Yes.
You don't know, and he's all suited up. Who the fucking suited up goes out there, plays a play, and it's over? Probably a guy who can't play.
But here's the deal, man. It's like how many the thing is, and you have to agree, is that it looks like he's not playing because
He doesn't have a contract. That's what it looks like.
yeah.
But he's actually hurt.
The only thing I
That
can
knee
give
is
on
messed
this,
up for sure. You
Yeah.
can't deny that.
Are you a doctor on this show?
Are you?
because
You
because
play one?
You're saying that he's not hurt. Basically.
He's
I'm
Dr.
not saying
Bajulio.
I'm not saying he's not hurt. I'm saying you play hurt.
No. Not
when you can
Not when
play your
you're. Not
ACL.
his style of play.
If he plays in that game, if he's 80%, if he's 75%,
He's not 80%.
they win
Not
that game.
80%. No fucking way.
They
he was
win
80%.
that game.
no.
There's no way he's 80%.
Let's say he plays. What if he gets injured again?
Then no money.
You have
Exactly.
to
Huntley's back in, and then they lose again. So it's a double. You
listen.
lose
Baker
twice.
Mayfield did it last year, and he
When?
Look at Baker now. Look at his
no,
career
he
now.
did it. You know what? And the Browns screwed him, which kind of sucks because he was playing on a
That's
bum
the
shoulder.
NFL, though. The
He
NFL's
was
a
playing on a
business.
bum
Those are
shoulder.
different injuries. Shoulder and knee. Knee,
Well,
knee
not-
the way Lamar plays.
Bro, he needs. Come on. It's not like his left shoulder was hurting. It was his legs.
Okay,
His
but not
left
even
shoulder
that
hurts.
though. But if Lamar hurts that knee, do the Ravens take care of him now? No, they
No,
don't. It's
hell
a
no.
business. You know that.
Look at little Isaiah Thomas. Gonna get all the money in the world. He got hurt.
and then done.
And now he's playing on fucking, in an Australian team somewhere.
3 words: Lloyd's of London. Insurance policy.
Lamar will get paid, whether it's the Ravens or it's the Jets. Don't let him talk to the Jets. The Jets will back up that Brinks truck, a Loomis truck.
all he needs is a quarterback.
That's, well, I'm
And-
going crazy there, but yeah.
The defense is solid.
Oh, yeah. No, and the
have
receivers,
Brees
They
coming
got.
back.
They have. Yeah.
and they have a, no, you're right.
Garrett Wilson. I mean, get
Oh, no, he's a beast.
one more receiver, and I think you're almost there.
So
I agree. They're almost there.
Yeah.
that's the Ravens Bengals. I wanted the Ravens to win so bad. Sorry,
Oh,
Michelle.
me too, man.
And then let's get into the Monday night debacle. because
love it.
I got shit on this.
because
I got so much shit on this, and Jacob hates Brady.
we posted something on this that how I feel bad for, and
You're so soft.
I got a lot of shit.
God.
Little
Dude's
bitch.
a millionaire.
That was LBS, little bitch syndrome.
I
there.
just listen, and I actually got a lot of love from friends that have went through divorces. They felt that the emotion that I.
Oh God!
They're like, I got some messages, man. They're like, Eddie, you're so right about that.
Oh,
like,
I'm sure, yeah,
Like to
but-
go through an
No,
NFL
I'm-
season is probably the most difficult thing in the world. But to go through an NFL season
With a huge public
with
divorce.
a huge public divorce,
World.
can you imagine that shit? And then Antonio Brown's doing stupid shit,
yeah.
and posting, and people are, is he sleeping? Like all season he had to deal with that shit. You saw the pictures that he had shirts made. I mean, it was rough. How do you not? But then
Jacob hates Brady so much.
he's always hated
He
Brady,
hates
man.
Brady so
How can
much.
you feel bad for someone that has everything?
What do you mean, bro? He's still a normal person. He still goes through shit. Just
I
because he has
agree.
a shit ton of money, he can bang any woman in the world, probably. But people go through shit.
The reason why I do love him so much because he does have everything, and all that dude cares about is winning fucking football games. That's respect.
I
That's
disagree.
all he cares about, man. That's all he
The
cares
love
about.
of the game.
He does
The
it with his
love of the
family,
game.
Yes.
And he's choosing football over his family.
Kevin Costner, man, and Vince Scully, love of the game.
Love of the game. So Dallas 31-14.
I saw it coming, by the way.
Okay.
You saw that coming?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
What an ass.
Hawkstradamus.
So 31-14. Dallas offensive play calling looked real good. I'll tell you that. Kellen Moore, man.
He should get a job.
He should not get a job. Okay, this is the best game he's called in fucking 2 seasons. But he did call an amazing. There were some plays there that he called that were great. Now,
That freaking, when I said they should kick a field goal and they did the naked bootleg.
that play was so good.
That was so good.
Even if the linebacker gets out there, tight end's wide open.
Yeah.
That's how good that play was.
That was a great call.
That was an awesome call. They had the play calling was great. You know whose play calling was not great? Tampa Bay.
Their offense is stale. Brian Leftwich should have got a job.
He should be fired.
right after that Super Bowl because he was a hot commodity, and now that dude, Saint Aquanimus, whatever in Florida, is looking to hire him
Yeah,
as a freaking
exactly.
coach.
I'm going to give you some stats.
Break it down, Rafa. Break it down.
192 yards rushing. Okay? That was the Jaguar stats against Dallas. They beat them. 151 yards, Redskins, against Dallas on the ground. They beat them. Packers, 207 yards. And if you watch that Green Bay game, which was one of our blue chips, by the way.
Yes.
Micah Parsons in the fourth quarter is limping off the field. He's so exhausted.
Yeah.
207 yards. The Eagles, 136 yards rushing. Also beat them. And in week 1, Tampa Bay beat them 19-3. 152 yards rushing.
And I think Tampa Bay is the worst rushing team in the league, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Well, they're pretty bad when you don't run the ball. Up until the drive where Brady scored the second touchdown at the end of the game, they had 9 rush attempts before that drive. 9 rush attempts. You had the ball at the 3-yard line, down 6-0,
Yeah.
and you threw it twice, and he threw an interception. You didn't run it once.
And they were in a cover 2 shell all night, begging for them to run the ball.
And they ran it on the first drive. On the second drive, it was either first or second drive. I want to say it was probably the first drive. They ran it once. They didn't block, and they ran to Parsons side, and they didn't block him. And he stuffed. I think it was on the first drive. I think it was that kid White for like a 3-yard loss. They abandoned it completely for a good while after that. You had 9 rush attempts against a team who's 21st in the league against the run, or 22nd against the run. Their 5 losses, they've gotten their ass whooped on the ground. And you didn't run the ball.
It's crazy.
You didn't run the ball.
They've only hit 100 yards rushing in 3 games this year.
Tampa?
Yeah,
And one of them was against Dallas.
They're the worst rushing team
Week
in
1 of the
league.
season, 152 yards. So,
But I'll tell you what, Rafa, I'll tell you this. My eye was drawn. When you watch a game, my eye was drawn to Micah Parsons every freaking play.
he's amazing.
He dominated that game.
If if he dominates the game, that makes those other 6 guys of that front 7 so much better.
He was swatting down screen passes. I mean,
And they kept going at him.
Your eye just goes right to him, man.
What
he looks
game plan
so
did
good.
you put together that you fucking looked at the game plan and you said, oh, number 11 on the defense, he's the best? That's where we're going. We're going at him all fucking game. Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
Well,
like, come on.
I'll tell you this. Someone, Dan Quinn, is going to get a head coaching job.
Again.
Again.
And he'll let whoever down again.
I forgot, Eddie. I don't know if you could check it out, but he was projected to a team today.
He was going to interview, I
forget.
heard, with the Texans. I don't know if that was today.
Maybe the Texans.
Payne went to Texans today. He interviewed.
He interviewed
Sean
today.
Payton
Oh,
went to
I think he was. Dan Quinn might have also was going to interview. I think with Denver. MB would probably know that.
He's going to get a job.
Dan Quinn will get a job.
And
be shit. So again, I mean, again,
not a fan. This is the one.
It's so easy to coach a defense when you have the second and arguably the first best player in the league on defense.
Yeah.
It's like, let me give this guy a job. How did that work out for Hackett? Like, come on.
Not very well.
No.
Broncos, Colts, Titans are all interested in him.
Oh, the Colts.
Yeah, that's
The
what it
Colts.
was. It was the
That's what it
Colts.
was today.
Dan Quinn said the Colts, which we talked about earlier, right before the I think you said it, or Eddie Money said it, that every coach in the playoffs, head coach, is an offensive
minded coach.
Minded coach was
Right.
offensive coordinator, and I said that's
the Bills head coach. He's defensive.
McDermott. Oh, I guess yeah.
Well,
So I mean,
Josh Allen, so I mean that's not.
yeah, but he's a
True.
stud. But that's where the league is going. You got to be able to score points. You cannot. It's not a defensive league anymore. It's just you can't do the Ravens Trent Dilfer thing anymore. That's not how you can win. And you have to have a stud quarterback, which I've said over and over again. This is a quarterback-driven league. You must have a stud at quarterback.
You keep saying that because I know you just want to say that's why we don't need Derek Carr.
Well,
that's
like
exactly
the
what.
message behind
That's the
it.
whole fucking thing.
That's the message
Like
behind
he's
it.
literally.
He said it, not me.
He's literally. He wants to just say it. That's why we didn't need Derek Carr. It's true.
But there was a great article, Nani, that you mentioned it, by Hondo on SI.
Surprise.
And he breaks down that whole thing. SI, Sports Illustrated, put in Hondo, Sports Illustrated. He gives the most amazing article and breaks it down with sources. It's not an opinion, sources on how Derek Carr was crying.
Like a bitch.
Like a biatch.
Little bitch.
And it make McDaniels look good to he said that Derek Carr could not handle the criticism, and McDaniels criticizes everybody.
I love it.
And he couldn't handle it.
Because
And
McDaniels is a winner.
that's what I think, man.
He's a winner.
That's what I think. But it's yet to be proven. But he won in New England. He has all those damn rings.
Very true.
So, on to the next. That game was horrible. Do we want to talk about Brady? I mean, and the possibilities? And then
Possibilities of the Raiders?
Well, I mean,
Does he retire?
to me, there's 3 possibilities. Number 1 is that he retires.
We could talk about it, and then we can talk about after we do the games, and then
There you go.
Because
We
the
can
Raiders
do-
also might draft someone, so we could just move into the mock draft after.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we'll do that. So,
Let's jump back into your fired.
let's jump back into your fire, sponsored by Pretty Eyes Lashes. Did I get that right?
Yes, Pretty
Thank
Eyes
you.
Lashes.
Pretty Eyes Lashes. Shanae Bird, who joined us earlier, already fired the entire city of San Diego.
For
Which
dumping
I
off your
love.
piece of shit team to LA.
Yes, thank you for that. And I agree. I think they need to go back. They just redid that old Qualcomm Stadium. I've worked there for San Diego State. It's a smaller stadium, but it's beautiful. And I think they should go back. I think they will go back. You say no, I say yes. But Shanae fired the city of San Diego. Anyone else ready on your fired? And please.
Oh, Michael Brown says McDaniels is a winner, but is yet to be proven.
Oh my God, he has more playoff wins
Yes.
than Hackett.
Yes.
MB gets so mad. It's a Team Tebow. He still won. He won a game.
But if anyone wants to, please, we would love to see who you want to be fired.
He's gonna hate that one, Rob.
And Pretty Eyes Lashes.
That one.
Jacob, You have
I
anyone?
was not prepared for this, so you can skip me.
You skip. Okay.
I'll go first. I said I'm gonna fire J.K. Dobbins. Not for saying that like if they give him the ball they score. More so for saying if they have Lamar Jackson they win.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. What an ass.
Like you're just discrediting like what Tyler Huntley did out there. And
Right.
That's not cool.
That's not cool at all.
That's
a
not
good
cool.
firing. What an ass.
But he's a stud. He's a Ohio State stud, and he came back, and that dude wasn't 100% healthy.
That first game back did not look like him.
Yeah, that's a guy who's coming back, not 100%, and
He played well. He played well enough.
Yeah,
He was
So-
competed. They competed. They were competing in the game. They had a chance to win.
Rafa, who do you want to fire this week?
I'm gonna fire Byron Leftwich.
Good fire.
that's a good fire.
I'm firing him. He's like Michael Brown said. He's giving. Well, he said it about Bulls, but it's the same thing. You have a bunch of superstars on the offense. You ran the ball 9 times, dude. What did you not? What did you prepare for? You've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
You know what Tampa Bay fans say, and I've heard a lot. They blame it on the O-line. Their left tackle is the most penalized tackle in the league. He's allowed most sacks. The offensive line isn't what it was, but that's who they're blaming. I'm not saying I would.
The play
I agree
calling
with
was
you.
bad.
Yeah.
All game long. From the 2
All
yard,
year
from
long.
the 3 yard, they were terrible all year. From the 3 yard line, it's only 6-0. You have to get points there.
Yeah.
You have to get points.
It was
And
a bad pick.
It was a terrible throw.
Yeah.
And I thought watching it live, you think he's throwing it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Which, if Brady's fucking noodle arm at this point, it looks like, right?
Oh, man.
It looks like it fell short. Like it was knocked
his arm
down
just
by a gust
died,
of
yes.
wind.
His arm just fell like it.
Yeah, it's just fucking noodle. And he threw a lot. He had a lot of noodle throws last night. He threw
did,
shit into
man.
the ground.
Yes.
A lot of them were.
A lot of them were miscommunications with his receivers. Like he's throwing it to somewhere, and they're going the opposite
No,
direction.
I thought-
there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of that, but I think that was because of the amount of pressure that he had.
He's
where
making
just,
reads.
Well, it's not that he was just a lot of them were him throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
He couldn't breathe back there, but you didn't change the game plan. You didn't adjust during the game. Right?
Yeah.
It was no adjustment during the game. We didn't run the ball. You're throwing screens at Parsons' side. Like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
You see him lined up, and I know he's moving side to side, audible out of the fucking thing.
Yeah, seriously.
Audible out of the play. I'm firing Leftwich.
I think it was pretty crazy that Ryan Jensen, their center, he tore
Came
his
back.
ACL 5 months ago, came back to play playoffs.
Yeah.
Pretty
Badass.
He played pretty good, too.
Badass redhead.
We got 2 firings.
Here we go. Let's hear it.
So Zach is gonna fire the Viking defense for making Jones look like Vic.
Ah, he did.
His nickname is Vanilla Vic. From
Vanilla
Saquon.
Vic.
Oh, my God.
And,
Vanilla Vic.
that's
That's offensive as fuck.
And CJ said if we haven't already, fire the Dallas kicker.
Oh, he had the under, dude. That guy bet the
That-
under. That guy bet the under.
45 and a half. And
so
it's
Bro,
45.
he missed 4 extra points.
CJ,
Thank you, by the way, for missing all those kicks. I had the
You-
under.
Is he under?
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Appreciate it.
That was gonna be my firing. CJ, you stole my thunder. To me, it's like, I cut concrete for a living, and I've done it for 25 years. Imagine you do that every day, 300 times a day.
That's so different.
No.
No.
4 extra points, though, is something else.
Okay.
And check this out. He missed his last one, the last game. So he missed 5 in a row at that point.
Did you see how bad he missed the first one? The first 3 were so bad. Did you hear that they ran out of kicking balls on the Cowboy sideline? I swear to God. Cowboy fan told me that today.
Wow.
He's like, dude, we ran out of kicking balls on the sideline. They ran out of kicking balls. This guy, the first kick, don't tell me that shit wasn't fixed. The first kick, it's a complete to the right. He's kicking from what we're looking at as the right hash, but it's actually his left hash.
Yeah.
So he's kicking from the left hash, and that shit went completely right. Like, it wasn't
That
even
was
close.
like-
The second one, now he hooked it left. That was like in the replacements, where they get the kicker at the
Yes.
bar and like, hey.
And he was gambling,
And
too.
he was gambling. You're going to tell me that dude didn't have the under last night?
Can you play him next week or this week?
He's on. He's
I know,
playing.
I know, but like,
McCarthy said...
if that was you, could you promote?
Okay, I was watching the game while Peyton I was watching it with Peyton and Eli, right?
Yeah.
I can't watch the other 2 morons.
I
So I'm watching
loved
with
it. It was
Peyton.
good.
It was awesome. I was watching with Peyton and Eli, and Dion was on the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Dion goes, "You got one job. All you got to do is kick the ball."
Exactly.
So Peyton, later on in the second quarter and the third quarter, he's like, he needs to kick a field goal. If he kicks a field goal,
He'll get it
45,
straight.
50,
Yes.
whatever, he'll nail that.
Yes.
But there's something in his psyche with the
Yeah,
with the extra
it's
point,
like the-
or he had the fucking under, whatever.
What? It's like the Steve Sachs or who
Oh,
else?
no,
Like
the catcher,
Yips.
the catcher from the Mets.
yes, couldn't throw back to the pitcher.
but he can throw to second base.
Yes.
Altuve had that too, pretty bad.
A lot of second basemen.
Too bad a buzzer, dude. That was a different deal.
he was getting shocked.
He was getting
I'm
shocked
talking about at a second base, he could throw the ball
because he was
first.
getting shocked throughout the game. It's
Yes.
like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
They're shocking him throughout.
MB's coming for you for your concrete statement. He said, so different cutting concrete to field goal kicking. You don't have 50,000 people looking at you.
Yeah,
And another 5 million that bet the under.
That goes to show you how little Michael Brown knows about freaking concrete cutting. Because
You have an audience?
Do you know a lot about kicking field goals?
MB, you don't know on the side of that freeway how many people pulled over to watch me.
No. Not only do I have an audience, I have to go to Disneyland. One of my first jobs at Disneyland, it was decorative cutting. So you see this beautiful concrete, all these cuts. People don't notice. If Rich is out
Eddie's
there,
the most famous cement fucking
so when you
cutter in the
people
world.
like just walk around and you don't notice, but there's decorative lines in the concrete.
You did that.
One of the first jobs that I did, the guy said, "Listen, we just poured this $200,000. If this is not exactly straight, your company is paying for it."
So you have that pressure.
100%. And guess what? That's an audience for the next 50, 70 freaking years.
Whoa,
So
MB.
I have to do that
MB,
all
this
the
man
time.
is upset.
All the
Please
time.
respond.
I,
Yeah, F you, Michael Brown.
I get put on $500,000 slabs, and if I mess that up, that's $500,000 that they have to replace. So that's exactly how that is.
There was a huge bet on the under yesterday in Vegas, 460,000. It was fucking Brett Maher. He bet the under last night. Guaranteed.
That's who I was-
Wally told me that, by the way.
CJ also said that you're paid to do just kick. All you
just
gotta do
kick.
is kick.
He's been doing it since freaking high school.
I just think it's so different when. I mean,
It was
that's
just a
my
psyche
fault.
thing with the
Yeah,
extra
like-
point, and he had the under.
You miss one and you're in your head for that.
It's not like
You're
free
in your
throws.
head.
That's different. It's not like free throws.
What?
It's the same.
No, it's
kind of
not. No, it's
concept.
not because there's not a designated free throw shooter. Okay? There's a designated
Look,
guy
yeah.
who kicks the freaking ball. And he's called the kicker, and he missed 5 freaking free kicks, or the closest that you can get in a row. Okay? So
Oh, he could have had a 22
but
yarder at
McCarthy,
some point there.
they asked McCarthy.
So-
They asked McCarthy, like, "Are you getting kickers?" There's no time. They're on a short week. They're going to be there for 3 days. He goes, "We don't have time to interview or look. He has to be our kicker."
Bro, and he's been good enough. He's going to come out this weekend.
Yeah.
He's going to bang a game winner, and nobody's going to remember that he missed 4 in
So-
a row to bang the under.
MB said to make sure you finish that story of what you did after that, after at Disneyland.
Does he know it?
You want me to send you? You want me to send you the email? Is that's what he's
He
trying to
needs an
say?
email?
Yeah, go ahead and I'll send you that email in the story later, Michael Brown. Thank you for that.
Look at Michael Brown not give a pooch.
So I want to make a side bet. I bet you that this game comes down to
the
a
kicker.
kick by Mar
It's
next
3.5.
week.
Yes, that's yeah.
The game's 3.5, right?
Yeah, it's 3.5.
the line.
I actually don't think it's going to come down to a kick. I think the
think
Niners are
Cowboys
going to
win.
roll them.
I think Cowboys win. To be honest.
Listen,
Do you?
when's
You
the
got
last
that?
time? When's the last time you seen Dak have 2 good games in a row?
Okay, so some moron came out. Never.
Hey, thank you.
So some dude came out today and he said the Cowboys lost the first game of the season, won 4 in a row, lost, won 4 in a row again, lost 2 in a row, and then they lost and then won whatever, 2 in a row, whatever. Then they lost their last game, and now they didn't win 4 in a row and win the Super Bowl. That's what he said. He said it's on a pattern, and that's his pattern.
Well, that pattern gets extra illuminated in the freaking playoffs.
I agree.
And
So
listen,
you think they win this weekend?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, but I'm jaded. I'm not a big Cowboys guy, and I'm not a big Dak guy. I thought Dak played
Amazing.
incredible.
But they're not. That's not saying much. The Buccaneers suck.
The defense is decent.
No, they're
That
bad.
first quarter, man, no one could score. They were both
Well,
shutting each other down.
The first 4 drives of the game were shit. But
Yeah.
there was still 11 minutes left after 4 drives.
Yeah.
So
That defense is bad. They're not good.
they gave up a lot. I didn't think they blitzed him enough. When they blitzed him in the beginning of the game, the first 2 drives, that's where you needed to put the fuck to him, because if you watch the first drive, he was shitting in his pants. Dak's first 2 drives, he shit himself. I guarantee you he had to change his pants.
Yeah.
The first throw, way over. The second throw was the screen that he had to shove in there, and then the third one, not even close.
I think like the first 8 attempts from both teams were incompletions.
Oh, 100%.
It was some crazy like that.
100%. But I know Dak changed his pants right after that second drive for sure.
So little side note to that game, and in the group chat we talked about this. Our friend Skip Bayless said, I know CMC is good, but Pollard's way more explosive and way better. I mean, Pollard's good, and earlier
He's good.
I
Sounds
said
like you said he was top 5 back.
I said he's a top 5 back, and I
You
still
done bumped your head, man.
so
bumped it again.
Pollard.
Bumped it again.
I heard a stat today. Pollard has the most yards after contact of any running back this
So
season.
you want Pollard over CMC? If you had to
No.
choose one.
No. Top 5. I think CMC is top 2.
Who's the best running back?
Derrick Henry.
No doubt.
Josh Jacobs this year.
No.
Josh Derrick Henry's still the best.
Yes.
Josh Jacobs had a good year.
Josh Jacobs has the most yards after contact.
Oh,
Maybe that's what I heard. But
surprise! Make a clip of that. People talk shit to Eddie.
This time we
The
get
more
fact
you
checked.
know.
I guess
The
so.
more you know.
The more you know.
I think it has like
That's gonna be the new
15,000 views. Like
That's gonna be the new
what?
thing now.
You know nothing is what it should be
know
called.
Guys are coming after me. Like, not only is that stupid, but it's wrong. It was 81, not 83.
Yeah, get it right, asshole.
Jerk face.
I knew it was before I was
And then
born.
I look at his thing, and he has 0 posts, nothing of himself. I'm like, that's easy to call someone stupid with your burner account. I wanted to.
He was like, actually, it's not a burner account. I still use social media.
Yeah. He goes, I just don't give a shit about strangers on the internet. I'm like, well, then why you freaking?
Why you commenting?
Why are you replying, jerk face?
Yeah,
Jerk face, so you called him?
I should have called
he
him.
should have.
jerk
He
face.
should have. He wanted to.
Yes.
He's typing it up. He's like, let me delete this.
Yes. Jerk face. That's when Eddie's like, he usually texts me, hey, Eddie, you don't have to respond to everybody in social media.
You have thin skin. Thin.
Bullshit. I have the
Thin.
thickest skin in the world. Are you
That's
kidding
just
me?
because you're not using lotion.
It's the concrete.
It's the concrete. He's got
So
concrete on
that
his sleeve.
is You're Fired, brought to you by Pretty Eyes Lashes. Shanae Bird. If you guys DM her, set an appointment up. I know she has a couple appointments tomorrow, but get your eyelashes, or like we said,
Whatever.
wherever you want that stupid hair on your face. So, or not stupid. She does an amazing
Yeah.
job. That is You're Fired. Thank you to that sponsor. Thank you to my wife. Now let's get into NFL news. We sort of already talked about this, but we'll go over it again. Joe Lombardi fired. Also, the quarterbacks coach was fired. To
No
me,
surprise.
That's a scapegoat type deal. Again,
They didn't want to fire the coach. They wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
They probably asked him who to fire.
No. No, they sat down there and they had to have decided we got to fire one, the other, or both.
Goodell's probably like, guys, we cannot fire any more head coaches.
Please don't fire a coach. this
Like,
week.
it's out of control.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's just so bad, and it always happens 1 or 2 years after a contract.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, they fired him. No surprise. Let's see how they go from there.
Texans. I mean, yeah, I don't know who's candidates for that.
They interviewed Sean Payton today.
Oh well, not at the Chargers.
No, the Texans.
Oh, the Texans. Yeah, the Texans interviewed Sean Payton today, and I think it's a good move. Everyone's like, why would he go there? Well, first of all, they're gonna have he'll have the pick of the litter when it comes to quarterbacks.
He'll pick whatever he wants.
Whatever
He's
he
got
wants.
draft picks.
I think the Texans played hard. I don't think that the roster's empty. I think that running back was a steal from Florida.
Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce, he's a stud, right? They need receivers. They don't have any receivers.
No.
And but I think honestly, if I'm Sean Payton, I take that interview so Dallas Cowboy fans will freak out and be like, if he goes there, Jerry Jones, we're gonna be so pissed, and you better break out the checkbook. But
Well, they're not. They don't.
Now
and
McCarthy won. He won.
Dallas doesn't care. It's a similar. I already gave you the records, brother.
So you think McCarthy's job is safe if they get
100%.
If they get blown out this week?
Doesn't matter.
100% safe. 100%.
Doesn't matter. He's safe.
He did win 12 games 2 years in a row.
Back-to-back years.
Yeah.
He won a playoff game this year. The first year Dak was hurt, so that you can wash that away.
Jerry Jones has fired a coach after winning 2 Super Bowls.
That was different.
That's way different. That's worse than.
He's not firing this dude. No way. No way.
But if he lost yesterday,
if he lost yesterday, I
don't
would
act
have
like
fired him.
Don't ask like it's an impossibility.
After yesterday,
If
there's
you lose to the $8 and $9, you better fire somebody.
Right.
I was listening to DP today, and
So was I.
what's his name?
The Cowboys writer.
No, not Ed Werder, but one of the Danettes made a great point, and I agree with this point. Not Seaton, the other dude. Paulie. He said that the NFL should put a stipulation that you cannot get into the playoffs with a losing record. That they should take the next best record from the wild card. And if the division was horrible,
that's stupid.
I think it's a great freaking idea. Because
that's the stupidest fucking thing
Detroit.
That's stupid.
What's stupid is that Tampa Bay, with a losing record,
I don't give a shit,
hosted a freaking game, Rafa.
So what? That's stupid.
They were bad all year.
Then don't have divisions. If you're gonna do that, don't have divisions. That shit is stupid. It makes no sense.
I think.
Why do you have a division?
If you don't end up playing that, there's no point in having divisions.
No, there's no point. He's a fucking moron. That's stupid. Your bad record. Shut up.
Listen. They were bad. I was going for Tampa Bay, but when I watched the game, I'm like, why is this shocking me? Tampa Bay was bad. This was Tampa Bay all year.
100%. But guess what? They still have a division. They play in divisions. Unless you get rid of divisions, is the only way. If not, it doesn't work.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to get rid of divisions.
So what do you do then? Oh, you won the South Division. What do you get? A fucking trophy?
No, but think about it. How many times has a team in the NFL had a losing record and won a division? I bet it's only happened like twice.
No, it's happened a lot more than that.
I bet you it has.
Or not that they've had a losing record, but I guarantee you there's been 8 and 8s that have won the division.
That's extreme. 8 and 8s. This is losing record. He said losing record.
Because now 8 and 8 was before the fucking 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Well,
3 teams total have done it. 2014 Panthers 7-8-1. Second team was the Seahawks at 7-9.
And they beat the fucking Saints that year, right?
Saints that year.
Technically 4 because this has 2020 Commanders at 7-9.
Who?
And they put a game.
Who's the Commanders?
The Redskins.
I was like, yeah, the Commanders. What do you mean, like the Commanders?
Well, that's that.
That's the stupidest, and you can tell Seaton or everybody at Dan Patrick, that's the dumbest shit ever.
I kind of liked it. I kind of dug it.
I get it, but they have to get rid of divisions.
Yeah, but there's no point.
No.
Then what are you playing for?
It's happened 4 times.
It doesn't matter.
It's extreme.
So it's extreme that he would say it since it's only happened 4 times. He's a fucking
or
moron.
You do NBA and just do seedings by best records.
Well, no, because you still have a division winner.
I think they should do that too. I think it should go by. I think they should seed by.
They still go division winners in the NBA. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the 3 seed can have a worse record than the 5 because they go by divisions. That's what it is. So they have divisions. You have divisions. You're fucked. Bottom line, you can't have a division. What are you going to do? What's the point of you having a South Division? Please explain this.
It's only happened 4 times.
Exactly. So it's happened 4 times. So why this ridiculous? Oh, he should just. If it's only happened 4 times, who gives a fuck?
They didn't belong. I'd rather have saw
the Lions.
The Lions.
That's your personal opinion. Did they ask? Did you watched Peyton last night? Right.
I did.
Did you see when Dan Campbell was on?
Yes.
What did he say?
He says that it's a motivating factor. And he said, that was on us.
It was on us. You should have taken care of business. You fucked up. You fucked up. And Tampa Bay was finished 8-9 because the last week of the season they didn't play. They didn't play their players. Brady played 2 drives. If they actually play to win, they beat Atlanta.
Well, guess what fixes that problem? If they don't fucking win, if they played, then they don't make it to the playoffs. That takes care of that.
You have to get rid of the division.
But are you saying if they win the game?
What do you mean you don't?
You don't have to get rid of
Okay,
divisions.
take this then.
It's an outlier.
Okay, no. Let's take this for example. For you, you're a Raider fan. You play in the best division,
Yes.
right? You have to play the Chiefs, Broncos, and the Chargers 6 games. Those are your 6 out of your 17 games. All right.
Yeah.
Guess who the Titans have to play? The fucking Texans, the Colts, and the Jaguars.
That's exactly my point.
Who has a better chance to make it?
The stupid ass AFC freaking
And South,
South,
right?
Yes.
So if you're gonna take best record, they play 6 games against inferior opponents.
6-0.
So if they go 6-0, then
That's
that's
right
that
there.
they have an advantage because you have divisions. If you pull them, they can't play. So you want the
I
Lions.
could use that argument against you, though.
No, you can't.
Yes,
Because
I can.
No, you can't. Because the NFC South plays worse opponents. They have a better chance to have a better record. That doesn't benefit a team, any other team.
So let's say it was the Raiders. Let's say if it was an AFC West team that got screwed instead of Tampa Bay. Why shouldn't the team
have to
playing
fix
in a
the
better
scheduling.
division be rewarded if you're in a tougher division?
Doesn't matter because of the scheduling. You have to change it. You have to change everything. There's no way any of the owners would agree to that. The owner of the Chargers is not going to agree to have to play 6 games against 6 better opponents than the 6 teams from the AFC South. You have to take away the divisions and scramble up the schedule. That's what you have to do.
We got some comments from the live. So CJ agrees with Eddie.
Thank you,
And he also
CJ.
said that college football should get rid of divisions. And
It's
some conferences
happening.
already have.
It's gonna happen.
Zach says division helps with the travel schedule, except the Cowboys. CJ also said he shouldn't be rewarded for losing.
Yes.
And Zero said Eddie's been on fire as of late and has been taking it to Rafa
hear
for
that,
ratings.
Rafa?
Let the fight begin.
You hear that?
Yes.
Bro,
You hear that?
listen, these dudes, they don't get basic fucking geography.
Listen,
Dude, it is-
that's why you have to keep. I'm not saying get rid of division. You have to keep divisions. I agree.
How can you keep the divisions? So what do you get if you win the NFC South with 6 wins? What?
You get to sit your ass fucking home because you suck.
That doesn't, dude, you can't.
So then,
Why?
But then if you play those 3 teams twice a year, it doesn't benefit you at all.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're getting, it doesn't make any sense.
You should be able to win. That your record you should be a winner.
Okay.
If you play in a sucky division and you suck, that means you suck even worse.
Let me ask you, pull up the teams that have won the division with a losing record again.
Oh, it was
It was the Seahawks.
Okay, so the
Seahawks.
Redskins of 2020, by the way, that were 7-9 and hosted a game against
Should've beat
Tampa, almost with Tyler Heineke, by the way, made it an amazing game and almost beat Brady.
They should've won
The
that game.
closest game that Brady played to that Super Bowl was
the
against that
Redskins.
7-9 team.
That's true.
The Seahawks win, who you think suck because they were 7-8, beat the shit out of the Saints and Marshawn Lynch and their Skittles throwing everywhere in that piece of shit town. Okay, that happened.
Carolina also won it when they were 7-8-1.
Exactly. You
Never
need,
know.
if you want it,
I'm not
okay.
saying get rid of divisions.
You have to for what the dumbass
No,
shit.
I don't.
Of course. So it doesn't. There's no point in having divisions.
It's only happened 4 times, Rafa.
Exactly why? Who gives a fuck? If it's only happened 4 times,
And
if
they're
you do
both- and
something,
they're all 3-1 in the first round. technically.
think about that.
Yeah.
So you guys want to take 3? They're obviously better. They play down to their opponent, and when they get to the playoffs, they win. That's what happened. That's what happened. They played down for 16 games.
And then it was like, fuck, it's
And then
playoffs.
like, fuck it, it's playoffs. Let's throw Skittles on the field and let's run these dudes all the way the fuck up.
good.
Should we call a push?
Yeah.
Let's call a push
Call a
here
push.
because
No, you need to
Rafa-
put that shit on a poll. It doesn't make sense. I'm okay with whatever
we
you
will
want.
poll
You want to
that.
take,
We will poll
Dude,
it.
dude,
we
you
will
want
poll
to
that.
you want to put 8 people. You want to put the best 8 teams. I'm okay with that. But I don't want
Division.
my team that I'm cheering for. Let's say I'm a Cowboy fan. Why would I want my team to play against the Eagles
I'm not
twice?
saying I want the best 8 teams. I'm just saying
Yeah, you are.
I'm saying keep divisions, but as an asterisk, if you win your division
Oh my
with
God.
a losing record, then you don't get to make it.
So we're what ifing the league now. Hey, listen.
Hey,
You can win the division, but if you decide to rest your players
No.
in week 18,
yes, that
then
takes
and
care
you
of that.
lose, that's stupid.
I just solved a problem in the NFL.
That is the dumbest shit ever.
Or Zach says you can keep them, and if you make the playoffs, you just don't get the home game.
Okay.
See, there you go. That's
That's
better.
good.
Okay.
That's
Look at that.
better.
Look at
That's
that.
not the same thing.
I'll meet you in the middle.
You're not meeting me nowhere.
No, I agree with that. Can we agree with that?
100%.
Okay then.
Agree to
100%.
disagree.
No, you can agree to
So
that.
you don't get a home game if you suck.
if
you
you
suck, Tom Brady.
Wow.
wow.
Freaking.
CJ said he switched. He said he agrees with Rafa.
Oh, super. You can't
go
flip
one
flop.
way, they go the other way.
What are you flip flopping?
CJ, hold your ground.
Hold your standard ground.
Stand
Listen,
your
TJ, I'm
ground.
glad I was able to convince you in that 3-minute fucking.
3 minute. So now let's go on to our most popular segment, brought to you by CustomCars.com. As you can see here, custom with the K's, car with the Z.com. Amazing website. The place has some badass trucks. Listen, they're aftermarket, but they're done up with wheels, tires. It's an amazing spot. And if you're looking for lightnings and a bunch of specialty trucks, if you're a real man
or woman.
or woman,
I
if
get
you're-
women
if you're-
that buy big trucks.
Yes, no Subarus though.
No. That's for,
Subaru.
So
yeah, that's for women with golden retrievers and
yes, and
married to other women.
so that's a rumor.
There's
a rumor
rumors.
about that. But customcars.com, check out the website. It's an amazing sponsor for us. And if you go there and mention that you were sent by Eddie or Rafa or Eddie Money, and you mention it to the salesman, you're gonna get a great deal. You get some money off of that beautiful,
For sure.
beautiful truck.
$1,000 off every week.
$1,000 off. So let's get into.
Did you have anyone come in on MLK?
Oh yeah. No, it was busy, but the crowd wasn't good.
No,
No,
it was raining.
it rained a little bit.
Yeah.
It was raining more than it should have.
So
You feel?
now let's go into the divisional round and get that buzzer ready, Rafa. Let's go into the
Ooh.
first Saturday game.
We'll blue chip this one.
Here we go. Right away. Jags at Chiefs.
Chiefs
minus 8.5. Over under 52.5. Rafa, ring that bell again. He's blue chipping it for you folks.
I'm going to blue chip the over in this game, 52.5. Mahomes averages 36 points a game in the divisional round.
Damn.
36. So we can count on Mahomes for 36. We just need 17 from the Jags. And if Mahomes starts rolling, it'll be the same thing as this past week. Jags will be throwing, and
Yeah.
they're Jags are creative on offense. So
They do.
They're going to
Peterson's
score
a
some
great
points.
coach. I like Peterson.
Yeah, I like Peterson.
Pretty good.
I like Peterson.
I
They're
like
gonna,
I like ETN.
yeah, I don't like Trevor, but
There's a rumor about that.
I don't like Trevor, but I think they're going to score enough.
Factual about
That's
that.
facts.
He
I hate
does
him.
not like
Yeah, I don't like him at
Trevor
all.
Lawrence.
So over 52.5. I like the Chiefs to cover, but I'm going to blue chip the over.
Okay.
So maybe
like
tease
it.
down
I like the over.
the Chiefs to 2.5. But I definitely like that over 52.5. Mahomes rolls in this round.
There's not a lot to say about the Chiefs. I mean, other than
They're
they're,
good.
they're really
Other than
good.
they're really good.
They're the best.
They're really good.
Could they be looking ahead?
That's possible.
Listen.
I've never seen in this round though. Patrick Mahomes rolls, but there's already articles and that they're already selling tickets for the offsite
Really?
game.
Really?
Yeah, in Atlanta,
That's interesting.
and they're selling
Oh,
tickets. They
yeah.
go on sale this week.
That's
Because
crazy.
at a neutral site.
The neutral site, which is
Jags
Atlanta.
Don't win though.
You
They-
see,
They'll come close, but they won't win that game.
Okay.
For sure.
the Chiefs asked for a different stadium because they're used to playing outside on grass, and in there it's inside in a dome on turf.
Okay.
Get whatever you want.
Well,
Chiefs.
no, you got to throw something out there.
You got to deal with your shit.
We're the number 1 seed, dude.
Yeah. Andy Reid,
Maybe by default, but it's number
Still
one.
number one.
Andy Reid's 27-4 off a bye week.
Woo!
Oh yeah, they roll.
He's always been
They're gonna roll this week.
the best off a
he's
bye.
off a bye week. He's
Man,
drawing
with McNabb, he couldn't lose for a while off
Yeah.
a bye week. He was amazing.
drawing fake mustaches on
Oh,
guys
for
on
sure.
their
Well, he didn't
airplane.
travel this week, so not this week.
Oh yeah,
Not
no,
this week.
yes.
So maybe that trip down to
Not a
Atlanta
lot to
if
say
it's
about
them and
that
the
game.
Bills.
I think it's going to be a good game. Hopefully, Trevor got his interceptions out of the way for the playoffs.
I think he will. We'll see what happens. It's
It
gonna
all
be a good
comes
game,
down
though,
to
I
that
think.
defensive tackle for Kansas City Chiefs. he's dominant.
Chris
Those-
Jones.
Chris Jones is dominant.
Chris Jones, he had an amazing game.
Yes. So that's that game. Blue chipped it, Rafa.
Over 52.5,
Over
Kansas City.
52.5, and throw a teaser if you'd like. Let's go into the next game, which is a divisional playoff game. You gotta love it. I think the two coaches of the year, but
Candidates,
it's
yeah.
Giants in Philly. Philly minus 7.5. Over under 48.5.
Eagles
Rafa.
roll, stamp it.
Eagles
Oh.
roll.
Eagles
Hawks
roll,
jumped.
stamp
Hawks-
it.
Whoa,
If
he
Haw-
fucking jumped
if
out there.
Hawks-
He's like, fucking Jalen Hurts,
Hawks
42
almost,
touchdowns.
if he almost jumped over
He
here,
almost
and
jumped
hit
over
that
the
bell.
buzzer. He jumped on the
Hit
buzzer.
that bell.
So Jacob likes the Eagles. First game they played 48-22. Jalen Hurts played that game. Giants were going through a rough patch that time. So they had lost like 4 of 5 or whatever it was. Line 7.5. The team is still young, right? And they went and got this road win. Does that now kind of like, okay,
They
we got.
believe.
You think so?
They believe.
You think they show up?
They think they have the best coach in the NFL, and the coach is
He's
telling
an
them.
amazing coach.
They listen.
Amazing
we
running
all
back.
know- yeah,
The thing is that
amazing.
quarterback against his defense.
Yes.
Dude, Danny Dimes.
They're gonna
Danny
get him up.
Dimes gets first downs with his feet. Hey, blue chip
this
that
game.
shit.
We're gonna blue chips the Eagles. Blue chip the Eagles minus 7.5. They're gonna roll them. I believe
Amen.
they are gonna roll them. I think Jalen Hurts is ready to roll. I think that offense, they're not gonna be able to stop these guys. This is not Minnesota.
That's my MVP of the league.
Jalen Hurts
Yep.
over Mahomes.
Yep.
He missed how many games? 3, 4,
Three. 3 games and
Played a lot differently without him.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree with you.
yes, they did.
I agree with you. If Mahomes wouldn't have played, Chiefs would have won 3 games.
Early
But-
early Super Bowl pick from Daisy. Chiefs versus Philly.
Oh, nice,
right, very
Daisy.
nice.
Daisy, where you been?
She's here now.
All right, good to hear from you, Daisy.
Thank you for chiming in.
2 blue chips right off the bat. Boom. We have the
Eagles
over.
minus 7.5. Over is 48.5. What do you think?
I like the over for the simple
I
fact
think the over-
that you have 2 mobile quarterbacks that get first downs and extend plays.
I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be able to do what he did
He won't.
last week
Oh, I don't.
to this
won't.
Eagle
Yeah.
defense.
He won't.
There's no way.
I don't think that either. But he still extends. He's a tall dude. He's athletic, man. He's athletic.
That Eagle defense has seen this team
They're
before.
solid.
A lot of people are like, oh, the last game was 22-16 and Hurts played.
They were up.
And the backups. The game, it was 13-0
over.
at halftime. You felt like it was over,
It was
right?
over. It
You
was
felt like
very
it
close.
wasn't. There
They
wasn't
gave
any.
up second half.
Yeah, I agree.
It's over, Johnny.
I agree. That's why I like the Eagles. The over, I'm a little bit I'm
That's-
wouldn't touch.
I'm
That's
not
the
touch
one
that
where I'm
either.
like, I think that it could be something like 20.
24 to like 17, maybe.
Oh,
like,
I don't know about that. I think more 28-10.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Somewhere in
All
there.
right.
28-10,
Okay.
28-13, something like that. So, but I do like the Eagles to definitely come out and slap them in the mouth.
Well, those are our Saturday games.
By the
And-
way,
yes.
let's blue chip the Eagles first half.
Oh,
We're gonna blue chips the Eagles first half. It
Money
should be
line or
4.5.
spread?
It should be 4.5.
First half blue chip.
I like that. The Eagles have been they were the best first half team in the league for most of the season. And against the spread, they were amazing. They weren't a great second half team. First half team with Jalen
go
Hurts,
first half all the
they were one of the best in the league, if not the best. At least the first 7 or 8 weeks, they couldn't lose the first half. So until a mush friend of mine took them first half and they didn't even show up.
Eagles -4 first half.
There you go. -4. Eagles -4 first half. I like that. Let's ride with that.
We're riding.
Right.
We're riding with that. So those are our Saturday games. Rafa gave you 3 blue chips in 2 games
love
it.
on Saturday.
I love it. We're on fire.
So, he only gave you 3 last week. He's already given you 3 in the first 2 games on Saturday. Okay. So now let's roll into Sunday. And this is probably the most, Sunday's going to be.
Sunday are the games,
You got to
man,
watch
right?
these games together,
Dude,
Rafa.
I work on Sundays, brother. I would love to, but I work every day. So
Yeah, Rafa.
Sunday,
he grinds.
I watch these games on a computer. So when you guys are texting, I literally, like, when I'm watching the game, I fucking put my phone on silent and I turn it over because I'm like dude, 30 seconds at least.
Yeah.
From you guys. So when I see somebody's, oh wow, what a play, I'm like, fuck, something happened.
Something's happening.
Something's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Shit.
So
So
Bengals in Orchard Park. Okay, Bills minus 4.5, over under 48.5. This is the game that wasn't, right? And thoughts and prayers to Mar. He was going to be at the game last week. I'm interested to see if he makes it to the game this
Might
week.
be there this week.
What a great story. But man, that Bills struggled last week.
I think it's a one-off.
I don't know if, like, when I watched, I got to a point, and there's 2 points in the game for me. Like, halfway through the second quarter, I felt like it was over, right? And then they get back into it. They let them back into it,
Yeah, they
right?
did.
The interception.
It was 17-0.
100%.
Yeah.
Then in the second half, when they're up 10, and, you think, okay,
This is where
this is where they're going to put the floor down, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Which is a lot different than what the Niners have been doing lately. They proved it again in the second half.
Yeah.
That when they got to Seattle, got tight, and they
Took the
just
point of your
floored them. And they've been flooring a lot of teams like that in the second half, except for the Raiders because of Stidham. But we know that. So this line opened at 4. Eddie has it at 4.5 now. I've seen it at 5 in a lot of places. I think MGM today was at 5 still. So this one for me is a stay away.
I think Bills not roll them, but I think they win by 5 at least.
5's such a hard number, and I like for years when the line's 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, 5's a fucked up number. You don't, something will happen. It'll end at 5,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Now, this is a crazy stat. Bengals are 8-1. The last 9 to the under. The only one that went over was last week by half a point. That game last week, right? Bengals didn't do anything on offense. 8 playoff games in a row, they were under. Even last week, if you bought that half point because it was at 40.5, it's still there, but they went over. The Bills, last 4 playoff games, over. Last 4 at home, over. Last 4 in January, over. So that kind of there, that total is a little tough, and the number is big. It's 48.5 is what it's sitting at. So for me, it's both tough. If the line ends at 5, I won't touch it. If it's at 4, I like the Bills. And I like the Bills because the Bengals didn't impress me last week at all.
Looked horrible.
Okay, but this is what I think. Because you cannot go that we'd say it all the time, week to week. You can't say, well, they look like shit last week. I mean, that means nothing. I think
then the Bills
that
too.
offense,
The
I
Bills
think that
didn't-
Bengals offense, depending on weather, I think it's just going to be cold, right, Eddie? I'm not sure.
It'll be cold. I don't know what
It's
can you get
Buffalo.
weather
It's gonna
report,
be
Eddie,
freezing.
please?
Yeah, get us a
It's
weather
gonna be
report.
Buffalo. It's
I'll
probably
tell you this.
freezing.
I know where you're going, and the Bengals had a great run. They made it to the Super Bowl, second-year quarterback, first full season, etc. None of the games went over. They didn't score. The Raider game, Carr makes a better play at the end, they lose.
Yeah.
Chiefs game, Mahomes forces that ball to the tiny hill. Okay? The Titans game,
Tiny hill.
the tiny cheetah. the Titans game, Tannehill throws a pick, gives them short field. They need 13 yards or whatever for a field goal. Yeah. They didn't. Their offense in the playoffs has not gone off even close. Even close. And they've all been one-score games. They proved it again last week. They had a one-score game. Their offense didn't go off. So if the Bills go off, can they keep pace? And in the playoffs, even though they had a Super Bowl run, they didn't prove it. They didn't go off. So, and I understand. But they had one playoff game already, and they didn't do shit on offense. They had one good drive, I think.
What's that weather look like, Eddie?
So it'll be in the low 20s, 30% chance of snow with winds potentially going up to 20.
Ooh, that's not
Okay,
yeah.
so the wind plays in favor of the Bengals because the Bengals can run the ball.
Yes,
The Bills cannot run the ball.
Bills cannot.
Unless it's Josh Allen. Cook did okay last week. Dalvin's little brother, right?
Yeah.
He did okay last week. Can they get him going? That Bengals defense.
That Bengals defense, I love Hubbard.
Depends
man.
on what the wind is. I'd lean towards the under. And if you lean towards the under, you always got to lean towards the dog.
Yes,
So
I just this is one of those things.
it's going to be one of those games. It's early in the week. We'll see how it goes.
I know.
I mean,
Michelle's
Jacob
rooting
likes the
for
Bills,
Bengals.
right?
I do like the Bills, yes. I think the Bills win.
Okay.
And you said no blue chips.
No blue chips in this game.
Okay, so let's go into Sunday Night Football, and this is a classical. This is a classic.
This
like
is a classic playoff game.
Barcelona and Real Madrid.
More like Giants, Yankees, but not Barcelona, Real Madrid. But this is,
Cowboys, 49ers.
Yeah, this is like Steelers Raiders, pretty much.
Civil War.
This is,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. There's gonna be Mexicans on both sides talking. Yeah, and then the
Yes.
Mexican Raider fans are just gonna be like,
Like,
"Chill out,
yo,
vato.
chill out."
Let these little putos handle it."
Yep.
That's what it's gonna be like.
Exactly. A bunch of jorts.
A bunch.
Of jorts and old Jordans.
Jordan 4s.
Right?
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
and the horrible jerseys. But Cowboys in San Francisco, Niners -4, over under 46.5. Rafa, where you at?
So the line's at 4. Eddie has it here at 4. It opened at 3, and now it's at 4. The money's coming in, obviously, on the Niners. I think the Niners win this game. The ability that they have to run the ball and the inability of Dallas to stop the run throughout the season, if they cannot stop that run, they cannot win that game. And if you're relying on Dak to make the plays to win you that game, I don't know. And they beat them last year in Dallas. They won by 6 on the road. Quarterback, you got a rookie quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thing. I'm not sure why, but so far, Purdy's been almost perfect as a quarterback.
He's been great.
Oh, he's been
At
awesome.
some point, he has to mess up.
Can we say that
And
his coach is amazing?
Yeah, for sure.
We've been saying
No
that
doubt
since
about it.
day one.
Best play caller in the league, no?
Yes.
Next to Andy
Right.
or
Or maybe not.
Bellamy or
Those guys.
whatever
Yeah.
his name is. Yeah.
So what do you think? And you think Purdy's going to have a bad game? Is due?
I think he's due for a bad game, and Cowboys at least cover.
He had a bad game against the Raiders, which left the Raiders in the game.
He still scored 30 plus.
Oh, 100%. Raiders defense is,
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't play though.
I like
Right?
where you, I
mean,
like where your
they
head's
didn't
at.
they didn't show up.
I agree with Jacob. I think time is up. I think. Listen, there's a reason why rookie quarterbacks aren't that good. He has proven everyone wrong. He was Mr. Irrelevant, and I do think it's time. But what you're saying about the run,
No, and the play calling, the
Yeah.
game plan, they had 2 extra days to prepare compared to the Cowboys, right?
They're pissed. The Cowboys are pissed.
The
saw
Cowboys
it,
can eat
yeah.
a dick. So Cowboy fans always look for an excuse for something. Oh, we have short week. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? The stars didn't line up. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
there's always something. A fan base always has an excuse for something. Yet when the season's over, oh, next year we got it. Cowboy fans, you have the best offensive line all the time. You have 95% of the.
Yeah.
Always have 7 Pro Bowlers.
Yep.
There's always an excuse for a Cowboy fan, period. That's how the diehard ones.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones that when you cut them, they're like those Dodger fans. I bleed blue. They bleed blue and all that shit.
They have
Okay.
stars on their chest?
They have stars. Yeah, that whole 9.
they're so
Cowboy
annoying.
fans are already looking
So
for an excuse.
annoying.
You'll see them if they lose on Sunday. Oh, well, we had a short week and blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Get over it. Get over it. You got to play Tampa. Okay.
Yeah.
For real.
That
Seriously.
shit was over by halftime. You Matt Morris or what's his name? Yeah, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore should have been game planning from halftime on.
Yeah,
Yes.
seriously.
So
So what do you think?
I like the Niners. I'm not blue chip in this game. I like the Niners to win. I don't know if they cover. I like them to win the game.
Yeah.
I used to be a Niner fan. That's
The truth comes
no,
out.
as a child. Shout out to Odie, man.
Probably had a dog named Montana or something.
No, never. We didn't have
Rice.
dogs when we were kids, but I would have named them Rice for sure. No, I think the Niners will have a great game plan, and Purdy's good enough to execute it. They don't need a great quarterback. They've shown you, right?
No, they game plan. I mean, he's been the best quarterback they've
You
had.
see that the last play to Ayuk, that throwing touchdown, where he's just running back and forth.
It's just,
Amazing.
I
Yeah,
mean-
no. He made plays.
and they have more talent on offense than anybody, and they have the best defense in the league.
Number 1 defense in the league. Number 1 rush
Ayuk,
defense in the league.
Debo,
Right?
CMC, Kittle. It's a fucking all
Oh,
star.
no. It's an all-star team back there. The O-line's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive line. Defense holds teams 77 yards a game on the ground.
That's crazy.
Number
Warner's
one
a
defense.
stud.
Warner's a stud.
Hafunga,
They got studs everywhere.
best safety in the league.
And at the end of that game, they had most of the defense
One of
on
the
the
best.
sideline. And then, of course, how can we not mention the probably defensive player of the year, Nick Bosa?
Oh man, I saw a thing on Nick Bosa. They did a pregame thing where he changed his whole diet, and so I'm watching it with my wife, and she's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "What do you mean, who's that?" Like the dude he changed his whole eating, and
We should do that.
we should probably do that. But he said he watched film from her first 2 years, and he said he was just a half second late.
So he fixed it.
He fixed that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And he is unbelievable, man. He is a monster.
Yeah, I'm still going with the Niners. It wouldn't shock me, though, if the Cowboys won this game, obviously.
I think it would shock
That would
me.
shock you.
I would be shocked. I would
Really?
be shocked. Yes, but this has an awesome feel to it. Just Cowboys Niners in the playoffs.
Oh, it's great.
It's just been historically an amazing game. So that's our divisional roundup. Thank you to customcars.com. Custom with the K, cars with the Z. Go check that website out. Go find a truck. And don't forget to mention that you were sent by 2 Nobodies and a mic, and you'll get a great deal. So thank you to our sponsors. Let's go into a little thing that Eddie has set up for us. And I've been dying to talk about this. And maybe the 2 best quarterbacks in the last 10 years are with
20.
maybe 20. But let's talk a little Aaron Rodgers and Brady. And what's your thoughts? Let's do Rodgers first. Do you think? Listen, it's very obvious. I think he's done in Green Bay. The whole jersey thing. There's just too much already there to go back.
But he's got a bunch of money left over.
But he does have, and that's the issue.
Dude, it's
59
$100
million.
just for this season.
Yes.
season.
So on what's his name's show?
Pat McAfee.
McAfee's. He came out and said on McAfee's, he's like, listen, I can still be the NFL MVP next year if I'm in the right situation. So to me, that means he's playing, right? He's not retiring. And to me, listen,
What's the right situation?
the right situation is to give him some offensive fucking receivers.
Dude, he had Adams last year.
Exactly.
But it was the same.
But
What
he
did
was,
they
he was
do?
the MVP.
Same thing.
He
It
was,
doesn't matter. What did they do?
He was the MVP.
I
They
understand.
lost it in Lambeau. It was like freaking 20 below. The winds were crazy. And that's a tough. I mean,
It's your home
It's
crowd.
a
It
home
is.
Field.
It is. So
Who'd they lose to?
So that's not a
The
good. The
Niners.
Niners.
Surprise, surprise.
But that's not a good situation.
So he needs to go to the AFC because he obviously can't beat the Niners.
Well, he can't beat the Niners.
He has one. I agree with you that he's great.
Yeah, 100%.
He has one
He's
Super
good.
Bowl. He has one Super Bowl. He has one.
Dan,
you know who has more?
Dan Marino had 0.
That's fine. Dan Marino didn't make $150 million.
Well, in his day, if you want to equate
He
it, he
didn't.
probably
No,
did.
no, he didn't.
Isotoners were a big fucking deal.
There's no there. How could you be so good and the MVP and you had last year was the best receiver in football and you didn't do shit?
What do you mean he didn't do shit?
Did he win
He was one game away from going to the fucking.
No, he was one game away from
To
the
the-
NFC Championship
Yes,
game.
yes.
No, so he was one game away from the NFC
They
Championship
scored 10
game.
points that
And
game.
Was it
Last year?
even
Yeah,
10?
I
they
think
did-
it was 10 at the most.
Bro, he's won. Eddie, he's gotten to one Super Bowl. He's gotten to one.
Maybe he's tired of playing in fucking a freezer.
Don't say
You
don't say
can't
if
do
the
that.
situation
You
is
can't.
right.
You can't.
That's
When
what
you
he
play-
said. That's what he said.
said
Obviously
that
he said that 'cause
he
he's
said
giving
that he had
excuses.
last year he had a top 8 back in the league in Aaron Jones and the other kid. He had the best receiver in football. He had a great offensive line and he didn't win. What is the right situation for him? Is the right situation for him Miami? Is it the Niners?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
fuck.
so. Yes.
The best teams in the league.
The best team in the league. The best
Miami's
team in
not
the
the
league.
best team in the league. Give them weapons. Give them warm weather.
Miami is the best team in the league through like the first 6 weeks. So
Yes. And I think that would work. I think
of course it would work.
I think Vegas would work. I don't.
Bro, they
Who was
can,
gonna
dude.
give
They
him
can have. They had
59
two.
What you're asking? What would it take? And I'm telling you, warm weather.
If
and,
you're
and,
that
and
good,
better
though,
weapons on offense.
If you're that good and you were the
It
MVP,
wouldn't
which
matter.
I agree,
He made
wouldn't
Robert
matter.
Tonyan like one of the top fucking tight ends, and he sucks.
I agree with you. I agree with you that he is great. But dude, you can't come out here and say if I had the right. What did he say?
Situation.
The right situation for an MVP.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
pretty
you
good.
already had the best receiver in football. How much righter does it get? You had the top 5 offensive line. You had a top 10 running back. You had the best receiver in football. How much better do you need it
all
to be?
that is negated by shitty effing weather.
He plays there, bro. The guy lived there for fucking 18 weeks a season.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
dude, you're crazy.
Just because
That's
you live
crazy.
there
That's crazy
doesn't
take.
mean it's still freezing
Okay,
for both
if
teams.
You're in Miami. You still play New England. Shitty weather. You still play.
No, that's not the point.
Playoffs.
The point is for him
Playoffs.
to win a Super Bowl.
Playoffs. It's
Dude,
about the
for him to
playoffs.
win a Super Bowl, you know what he needs? He needs a fucking all-star team, obviously. Dude, he hasn't
had
been.
one, though. He's
He
had an
hasn't
all-star
been
team.
to another Super Bowl. He had an amazing
He's
team.
won 2 MVPs in the last
I agree-
5 years.
I agree
No
with
one's
you.
denying that.
Nobody's
No one's
denying that
denying
he's not
that.
great.
It's the fact-
Nobody's denying that. We're denying the fact that he don't fucking win. You know who's higher in the career passing yards than him? Ben Roethlisberger. You know how many Super Bowls Ben Roethlisberger has?
There's 2, right?
2, right? This guy has 1. With 0 MVPs, by the way, he has 2 Super Bowls. You know who else has 2 Super Bowls? Fucking Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowls. He wins and not the right situations. If you're that good, and he is that good, bro, make the situation right. You had the best receiver.
He wants to
with an
he wants to go to another team.
You cannot. You signed a contract where you strapped the fucking team. Nobody can take you.
No one can take you.
The cap hit for
No
the
one
team
can
is small
take
from
you.
what I read. I don't understand any of that NFL cap dead money, blah, 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 whatever, because they don't fucking use basic math like the NBA and the NFL and the Major League Baseball. So nobody can take him on. Who can pay him $59 million?
That's where, and I agree with you 100%. If he wants to go to the right situation,
You know the right situation is the Texans. They probably have enough money to fucking pay you.
no,
That's probably what he's looking at.
If he wants to win, he has to tear up that shitty contract.
The Players Association is not going to let you do that.
Like Rod Tidwell did and Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, that's-
we're gonna tear up that
That's a
shitty
movie.
contract.
And show him the money.
That's literally a
He
movie.
needs to. No, listen, David, you got to agree. If he wants to go win, and at this point, the dude, he doesn't need all this money. He doesn't need $50 million.
Bro,
It's a
the
stupid-
NBA
Why would he?
Dude, the
ask for
NBA,
that?
the fucking media has made this winning thing such a fucking big deal that nobody gave a shit 20 years ago.
100%.
Bro, this guy's an MVP and he's the one fucking moving? Like, bro, you're the MVP and you won the MVP with the best line, the best fucking receiver, and all of that you had. And you couldn't win. You couldn't win. So you're amazing up until week 18, and then your asshole gets this fucking big. Aaron Rodgers, your asshole gets this big in January, buddy. Oh, and then he has the balls to say, "Oh, it's the weather." He plays there, bro. He plays there. He walks
So
out.
who cares? It doesn't.
Okay,
It's freezing. You
but
can't catch the ball. You can't throw the ball.
You
The
practice
Niners
in
did.
that.
The
The Niners
bullshit.
did. How did the Niners do
The
it?
Niners
How
did
did
it.
Jimmy G do
I don't
it?
think the cold affects him.
How did Jimmy
Oh,
G do
please.
it? Give me his record against the Bears.
How did Jimmy G?
How did Jimmy G beat him?
Because
How the
he's
fuck did he
Same
do it?
weather, the same exact
In the same
weather.
place. On the road. How did he do it?
Listen, Brett Favre, one of the best quarterbacks ever. What did he? He was MVP. He went through the same shit.
He won a Super Bowl.
So did Aaron Rodgers.
And he left.
So did Aaron Rodgers.
You're right. And didn't Brett Favre win 2? Or he got to 2?
He got to 2.
Okay, Rodgers hasn't.
Same fucking
It's
thing.
not. Guess why Brett Favre left?
Same thing.
Guess why he left?
Because he was showing dick pics.
Oh, no, that was it.
That was the
That was
Jets.
Jets. He left because they had Aaron Rodgers. He didn't want to leave. They kicked him out.
Rodgers is 25-5 against the Bears.
And that's cold as shit.
Both places.
Not in
Both places.
No, but
he's won 30.
We're talking
he's won-
about in late January.
Bro, Eddie.
think it's
That is
way
no.
bigger
That's your
deal than
home
it should
field.
be.
You go to fucking Lambeau.
I don't
It's
need
called-
to.
it's
I don't
called-
live there.
Aaron Rodgers.
I got
It's
paid
called-
$60 million. I would beat everybody.
Bro,
in
Eddie,
my way.
this argument, you are literally going nowhere. It doesn't make sense.
This is
doesn't
his
make
argument. This is
You-
his
That-
argument.
You want to know Aaron
No,
Rodgers'
that shit-
record in January? It's 7-2.
In January, regular
Yes.
season though. Give me playoff,
Even then, that's worse because he wins and
but not the big
But
game.
not the playoffs?
Not the big game. He doesn't win the big game.
He's won one.
One.
He's 11-10 as a starter in the postseason.
that's
Wah,
so
wah,
bad.
wah.
That's so bad.
1-4.
I would-
11 and 10.
I would take that.
1 and 4 in the
I
NFC
would
Championship
take
game.
that every day. And
1 and
twice
4
on Sunday.
I'm sure
11 and 10,
McNabb.
so bad.
I'm
no,
sure McNabb had a better playoff record than that dude. I'm sure Donovan
Tebow
McNabb
does.
Tebow does. Man, Tebow does.
Listen,
There's no way you can come out on McAfee shows.
Yeah, and say, oh,
Give me-
I want a better
McNabb's
situation.
playoff record is 8-5.
8-5. God, if we're
He's
going
been
by
there more.
winning,
He has more wins. He has more wins
But
than him.
in more
Percentage,
chances.
Winning percentage is better.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to bring up Donovan McNabb. Go fucking Eagles. Dude, there's no. How could you come out and say that, bro? You're the MVP. You had all this talent for so
I'll
many
tell
years.
you why.
And now you want to move.
I'll tell you why, okay? Because when he was this close away from fucking winning a Super Bowl, what'd they do? They fucking drafted a fucking quarterback in the fucking first round. And when he begged...
How old was he?
When he begged, this was 3 years ago, when he begged for an offensive weapon, when he begged for a
He had
receiver.
Adams.
Give him another one. Give him
Dude.
another one. Give him, dude.
Eddie, there's
he's the
no
most-
way you're
he's the-
blaming
he
the
was-
team for this guy
Zach,
losing.
Zach agrees with you, Eddie.
Thank you.
What is Zach's argument?
None.
The argument is that he
None
begged.
to argue against me. That's his argument.
To argue against Rafa?
That's it.
That might be it. Actually.
That's 100% it.
That might
No.
be it, actually.
But dude, how are you not pissed when you draft a dude?
Did you not sit here
Then
a little
don't
while
take
ago?
$60 million.
Did he not sit here a little while ago and say, you need an offensive-minded quarterback and an offensive-minded coach? Yes or no? You said that, right? Quarterback and the coach.
to win in the NFL? Yes,
That's what he is. And he didn't fucking win. He has one Super Bowl. One.
I'll take that every effing day.
Oh, you're a Raider fan. So, I mean, come on.
Brett Favre has one Super Bowl.
Eddie, you can't. You're using. He's
John
an
Elway
MVP.
only has 2 Super Bowls. You're acting like one Super Bowl isn't good. It's very hard to win a Super
When
Bowl.
you're the best player at your position year in and year out, and you win one, and now you're talking about on national TV the better situation. Dude,
Hey,
you
he
had the
said-
better situation last year. Just come out and say you don't want to play in cold weather because you're a bitch.
Our matches for national TV.
Whoa. We got a mattress commercial or something.
another sponsor,
Mattress
another
back.
sponsor coming out.
I mean, I think for him coming out and saying that, I think is
100%.
so.
He wants out. He wants
Okay,
out.
So
of
say
today.
then
just
why
say
sign?
that. Just
Why
say you
sign
want
Eddie?
out.
Why sign a
I
deal
agree
that
with
was
that.
3 years, $150 million, where now your team
Is
who
cut.
is strapped?
You can't.
They're strapped. So how can they go and trade you? You're untradeable.
They tried to get Waller this year. They tried to get him Waller for a second round pick. We said no, or first round pick, which was stupid. So he's been begging for weapons. He begged them to bring Cobb back.
Why didn't he,
Cobb was
why
sitting
didn't
on
they,
the
why
couch.
didn't he beg them to re-sign Adams?
He did.
And what happened?
took all the money.
He took all the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
Listen,
He's a greedy, egotistical asshole.
You can't. say
That's
that
what he
and
is.
That's what I like my quarterbacks to
That-
be.
I like him to be that too, except when you're 11-10. I don't like it at 11-10.
CJ says there's no excuses for Aaron Rodgers for great win.
100%. So,
Bro, he had the team.
Yes, he has one.
Eddie, he had the team to win. Last year, he had the team. The team was built. They had a home game. And you're going to use the weather as an excuse? He was beat by Jimmy Garoppolo.
Did you watch that game?
No.
My balls were fucking freezing watching the game, and I was in North Carolina at the time.
Was Aaron Rodgers the only quarterback in the game?
yeah. What do you? What's the
You
argument
act like he
there?
was playing. What's your argument there?
San Francisco was the better
He
team.
came from California to
Dude,
play over
you know what
there.
they did? You know what they did? They handed off the ball to Deebo Samuel. That's why I always say Deebo Samuel was a monster in that game. You know what they did? They handed Deebo Samuel the ball like freaking 20 times in that game.
You have Aaron Jones.
He won. Aaron Jones ain't fucking. Deebo was a.
You have Aaron Jones and you have AJ Dillon. That's a great running back.
And you had Devontae Adams. And you had
No
you
one
had
could-
the MVP.
No one could throw the ball in that weather. No one could throw the ball in
Then
that weather.
obviously
Then you shouldn't play.
Then you shouldn't play.
Oh, that's-
then you
that's
should.
so
then,
weak.
Then
That's
Eddie,
so weak.
if you
No,
if
you're being.
you're being weak, Eddie. You're bringing
being
up
weak.
weather.
You're bringing up weather.
You're talking. The thing is,
it's
this is
called
not
the
NBA.
frozen damn tundra.
Dude, this is-
it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. You're
It's
the whole
a
team.
thing.
Though. If you're the team that plays there and practices there, you should be a little.
They
better.
don't practice there, Rafa.
You should.
They don't.
You should.
They don't.
But they should. Bad coaching then.
Yeah, there's
Like,
it makes no sense.
bro,
what you're
Eddie,
saying.
you make no sense.
You make no sense.
Let me ask
put
you.
him.
If you wanted to move, why sign the deal?
I have no excuse for
If
it.
there's no excuse. So now you shouldn't have an excuse that you want out. You signed a deal that nobody can take.
He needs to rip it up.
the Players Association is not going to let you rip it
I'm
out.
sure there's like laws against
Yeah, I'm
that.
sure there's plenty of laws against it. Like, if Green Bay's not going to allow it. If you're playing with me.
You do a deal, say trade me, and then before you say, listen, the only way we'll trade for you is if you restructure. And you can restructure all day long. You can restructure all day long.
There has to be a sit down about
players
that.
do it all the time. They restructure their contracts all the time. He needs to restructure.
If he wanted out, he should have gone out earlier.
He should have left earlier. He should have left before this season.
Listen,
He should have left.
taking $50 million was stupid. I can't.
But it's 150. The year's 3-year 150.
Yeah. It's
So he fucked up.
So-
and now you're coming on national TV and you're if it's the situation's right, I'll play. What's it right? Is it Miami? Is it the Niners? Is it a team ready to win if you come on? Is it
both.
the Jets?
Both those teams. Imagine.
Bro, those teams can take Lamar and probably win.
Imagine Brady in San Francisco next year.
That's Brady. We're talking about
I mean,
Rodgers.
that's what I meant. Imagine Rodgers.
Imagine anyone else. Imagine Brock Purdy.
No.
He can win this shit.
Purdy-
If this
Wait,
man
wait,
wins this
wait,
thing,
He can. But I'm saying, who would you rather have in San Francisco? If you're a San Francisco fan out there, tell me right now, who would you rather have? Odie.
keep in mind that you don't have the money to pay this dude.
I'm not talking about money.
That's the thing, Eddie. This is not all man.
I told you he needs to
It's not
restructure.
It doesn't matter. You don't have money, even if you
He-
restructure to pay him.
He needs to restructure.
You have money tied into all your dudes. He cannot take the money from them. Not from Bosa, not from
That's
Warner.
why he has to restructure.
What is he going to restructure to? $5 million?
If he wants to win, what
He doesn't want to
So-
win.
so-
He don't want to win. He don't want to win. If you want to win, you don't take $150 million
Teams still
with a
have to pay
squad.
that.
that was my big thing with Kobe. By the way,
Of course. He's an
I was-
egotistical
I-
prick. Just like Aaron Rodgers, which is why Zach sided with him.
I was pissed when he took all the money and then yelled at Mitch Kupchak and said, "This is who you can't."
There's nobody else to pay. It was
Yeah.
a different time in the NBA. You took $30 million when the
Brady-
salary cap was 85.
Brady and Jordan did it all the time. Jordan wasn't the highest paid player on his effing team to win.
At the end, he was taking 1 year, $30 million deals.
Well, at the end, but when they were winning, Pippen I think was making more money than
Michael
he
Brown
was.
says to call him. He has answers.
Michael Brown, let's get that.
Let's get Mike Brown. And Mike Brown watches the McAfee show, so he's got all
He
the
has
scoop.
all the scoop on it. He's deep diving.
Yeah, he's
into
probably
it.
like,
So,
we'll
man,
take him.
We went off on that, and we haven't even gotten to
We
Brady
haven't even
yet.
got into Brady yet.
Yeah.
I kind of side
Brady?
with you on Brady, though.
Retire.
I side with you on Brady a little bit.
Thank you.
I look at Jacob. He's like, what the fuck?
Good thing Jacob's here.
You're good. Jacob's here. We got a Brady hater.
Yes. Oh, and he's been hating on Brady for
when he was good.
yes. That's crazy. So
Oh, let me send you MB's number.
Zach says to go to the Rams.
who?
Rodgers.
For what?
They can't.
Who's he
pay
going to play
him.
with? They're tanking.
They paid Cup. They paid Aaron Donald. They paid Ramsey. They paid everybody.
Listen,
They cannot
this whole
afford-
argument is based. His contract. This whole argument is based off. He has to restructure.
Okay, but restructuring means teams still have to pay all that money. You just at a different
Yeah,
time period.
it's
You
just-
defer it. You give it to an bonus.
Dude, Eddie,
you
nobody's
can't
taking
do that.
$100 million.
Now
now
it's-
it's still pay him that money though. If it's restructured, it's just at a different time period.
Maybe he does community service. Maybe he cleans the stadium
Can
after
he
the
do-
fucking game.
His
Can he
ayahuasca
donate?
sessions.
Yes, maybe he still sells ayahuasca on the side. But come
Yeah,
on.
I don't. You get MB's number?
Yeah.
Listen, Michael Brown is
The voice of reason.
The voice of reason. I'm hoping that he could settle this whole argument down. My neighbors are about to call the cops on us.
Michael, you there?
Hello.
Oh,
There
yeah.
he is, Michael Briz. So, Michael Briz, you know
Yes.
the routine. Where are you calling from, and how many Shirley Temples have you had?
I'm in Santa Clarita, and I have had 0 Shirley Temple, 0 beers.
Well, it is Tuesday. We'll give you a break. How many babas have you given the Gucci Mama today?
Shockingly, none since I got home.
Wow!
Congratulations.
There you go, Gucci Mama. Okay, so Mike, you've been watching M Bizzles?
Oh yeah, I got a few things I've jotting down, so I'm gonna roll through.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's go.
Go through it.
So first off, I'm shocked Rafa isn't impressed with one Super Bowl win in Rodgers. I'm like,
You know
Makes no
that.
sense.
blows my mind.
Oh, it's because I'm impressed with TiVo's one
You're
playoff
impressed
win.
with nothing. No, you're impressed with nothing.
Of course not.
Brady's, should have won 8. He's
No,
only
I'm
won
impressed
7.
with Brady.
What a loser.
It's not that. It's He won a Super Bowl, and he's been the greatest or best quarterback for the last 15 years, statistically, every year. But, dude, he doesn't win at the end. And he's got a monster roster a handful of times. And now he comes out.
I honestly think it's tough to win or to be great there without an owner. You have no one to bitch to. You're literally talking to a board who runs things, and they all have to agree on certain things. That's half the reason why I think he hasn't gotten the support he's needed. You're talking, like, Eddie made great points that they haven't gotten him anything. He's gotten them to where they've gotten him, with basically just him.
What about Adams?
Okay, he didn't have Adams the whole time.
No. I'm
Randall Cobb, Donald Driver.
Yes.
These guys are like middle tier receivers that are freaking Pro Bowlers.
I understand. I'm talking about because Eddie said he was the MVP last year. That's fine. Yeah. He was the MVP last year, and he had Adams and an amazing offensive line, and he lost. And he took that money, he signed that deal to now come out and say after a year, oh, I might come back for the perfect situation. You had an amazing team.
A better situation.
Or in a better situation. You had an amazing team, and you know that's hard to do with his contract.
Yeah, well, Eddie made a great point, and I can't dispute that. If he, this contract is basically, this is my last, money grab, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset. This wasn't a, here, I'm going to take 35, and you can use 15 for something else. Like this.
You can't dispute the contract. The contract is horrible. You can't dispute that. But go on, Michael Brown.
It's unrestructurable this year if he's traded, Eddie. So
it's $59 million this year. Nobody can take him.
No, if he's traded, it's less. But that
the cap hit's 14, whatever. But he's still collecting $59 million.
Yeah, I think, and then I forgot what portion of it. But long story short, for this year, I read that it's restructurable, and after that, I think you can, but.
It's still $59 million.
Almost 40, and he's almost 40. What are you going to restructure it to, till he's 45?
So exactly. So this is a moot point. Like, he can't. Nothing can be done, is what you're saying.
That's the point, though. Is that he came out and said.
That's what I'm saying. He came out. Yeah.
But no one can do anything about it.
Exactly. So if you wanted a better situation, why didn't you leave last year?
That earlier.
So you should have not signed.
You can't go and say to your agent and say, "Can we redo this contract? I want to go play somewhere, but no one can take my contract." You don't have the ability to do that. That doesn't sound right.
Because then anyone could do that. Like Mahomes could be like, you know what, we want this guy. Hey, you know what? Let's. I got $400 million left on my contract. You can't. Sometimes it's written in to where there's periods of time that I don't think you can touch it. But the Rams have restructured pretty much everyone's contract, so it is possible. But there's windows when you can't do it.
And if you're traded, you can't.
Yeah, I guess not. That's what I read.
So,
and then the last point I have, not to cut you off,
let's have it.
Kyle Shanahan's coach of the year. That's hands down. Sirianni,
really?
That's a good point.
I think he's the best coach right now.
Quarterback, and
he lost 2 quarterbacks.
I agree.
Team in the NFL.
I agree, but usually, like Dan Campbell said last night, you usually give it to a team that was shit, and now they're in the playoff. Jaguars, Giants, Eagles.
No, it doesn't matter. If anything, it's worse because people know you're good. They come after you.
I agree. I agree. I thought it's like LeBron should win the MVP every year.
100%.
I agree.
It's
just the same argument.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's the best play caller in the league, and he's an amazing coach. So I agree with you there. I just don't think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, they won't.
No, they won't, but he deserves it for sure.
100%. I agree.
I think I could coach that team.
Oh, look at this dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
He's like, we're going to use
He couldn't sleep coaching the 12U Wildcats. Imagine.
You know what I did with that squad?
You couldn't sleep.
Michael Brown saw it.
Did you sleep for 2 months?
Oh, I didn't sleep for 4 months.
Yeah, imagine. So imagine you coaching that squad. How do I give it to Debo and C-Mac all at the same time?
Oh, shit.
He's going to use Kyle Juszczyk.
Yes.
Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk's going to be the leading ball carrier.
So I think we've covered that, Michael Brown. This is another topic that I would like.
Since you're on the phone.
Since you're on the phone, I'd like to keep you on for this one too, because
go for it.
Okay, so we've covered the Rodgers thing. It's a dead issue. I guess he can't go anywhere. Now, Tom Brady.
I can't wait.
After this loss, it's 50-50. Either he retires. I think it's 50-50. He retires or only goes to the Raiders.
I don't think he only goes to the Raiders.
I think Miami's a good situation for him.
No. He has a noodle. He showed it last night. There were throws he couldn't make.
Go to 49ers. 49ers are retirement.
That's the only situation for him. The Niners are retirement. The way Shanahan runs the offense, the running takes a load off of him. The short plays and all that. I think if the Niners don't win the Super Bowl, they sign Brady for a year.
Me too. And
like
not
that
only
a lot,
that, but
actually.
you can have Trey Lance learn from Tom Brady. If
Right.
that's who
Or
that's who
Purdy.
your future really is.
Yeah.
Purdy, I already like him. I can't say better than Lance. I've barely seen Lance play, but
I quit on Lance.
Brock looks pretty good.
Week 0, I fucking hated him.
Listen, here's the thing, though, Michael Brown, is that let's say Brock Purdy at least gets you to the Super Bowl.
If he would have,
and if he wins, how?
no, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no
he-
conversation.
He has to
It's
be your starting quarterback next
forever.
year.
Correct.
If
Forever.
he wins,
Forever.
Let's say let's say that he gets there and gets beat by
the Chiefs
Mahomes
or the Bills, whatever.
Yes,
The Chiefs for sure.
Okay, but how's the game? Did he lose me the game?
No, they
How
got
can
blown
I?
out just in
No. If they play, right? Let's say it's Niners Chiefs in that championship. Niners Bills, Niners whoever, and the game ends 31-28 or 31-30 or whatever. You look for another quarterback.
I'm still riding with Purdy. It's got to be like
100%, right?
Loss, I would think.
I agree.
Decisive
That's what
loss.
I think. I think if he's in that Super Bowl and he's competitive, there's no way in hell that he's not there because you have the number 1 defense in the league. So he scores 28 points in that Super Bowl because they've been scoring with him on the field. It's not like they're fucking winning games 16-7.
Yeah, they're putting up 30 every
They're
week.
putting up.
He's looked like the starter all year in 5 weeks.
he's
Yeah.
been their best quarterback all year.
Someone made a good point at one of those NFL shows. I don't remember who it was. Someone said he was Mr. Irrelevant, of course. They cut, I think it was Sutterfield or something. That was like a higher draft
remember,
pick,
yeah, Sutterfield.
like 3rd round or
Yeah.
something, or 4th round. That was supposed to be their backup in
Yeah.
reality, and they cut him when they saw Purdy,
Really?
or they made him the 3rd string and then cut him or something like that.
So Michael
Good
Brown.
coaching. They
So-
know.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Yeah,
MB, let me ask you this. I'm going to jump back a little bit. What do you feel about Cowboys 49ers? Because I tend to, I don't know if you heard, but I tend to agree with Jacob's point. Well, what do you think that game's going to look like?
Niners, and decisively.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. That defense is too much, and Dak looked. Washington gave him trouble
I agree.
with the mild rush.
I mean, let's not forget, he led the league in interceptions, and he didn't play 5 games.
well, and Tampa only rushed 4 most of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only
Yeah,
rushed.
and-
They only rushed 4. So
Jacob and I tend to think that Purdy's going to, like, you just can't be this good. Like,
It's not- it's
he's
not- it's not only him.
His
It's-
ass is
I
going to
think
show.
He's
It's-
gonna throw the ball. I think he's gonna throw the ball like 19 times.
because they're going to run the ball against a defense that
Yeah.
They're
cannot
gonna run
stop the
hell out of
run.
it. Debo and C-Mac are gonna have like 20 carries each.
I don't know about
That'll be-
that number, but it's going to be big. I think they run the ball 45
I
times
think they rush the ball 40
collectively.
gigs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna
Between
be
Mitchell,
20.
Debo, and C-Mac. I think
Oh,
they
that's
run it.
right. I forgot about Mitchell. All right. Well, at least 15, 10. Something like that.
Something like that. I think so. I agree with MB on that. I think it's going to be. I think they're going to run it, and they'll pressure Dak all game. They'll bump CeeDee Lamb at the line, and let's do it, and let's roll.
Yeah, and by the way, Rafa, I had my buddy Cowboys fan already bitching about they had 2 more days of rest.
There you go. It's already coming, brother. It's already
so
coming.
embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, dude. It is very embarrassing. And it's going to happen. And if they lose, that will be the first thing out of their mouth. We had a short week.
Oh, of
It's not
course.
that Dak threw 3 interceptions.
So, my next question is this, because this is my issue. You know, I didn't want Brady up until like a week and a half ago. I don't know what it was. I told
You're
Rafa,
on
I'm
an
like,
island with this, by the way.
like-
Keep
Yeah,
going.
he's on.
I
he's on
told
an island alone.
Rafa, like, if he comes to Vegas, I want to get season tickets. Like, I want to be there for that last season. And my question to you is this: let's say he has the option of San Francisco.
Oh, no hand. No,
No,
not
but
even
here's
close.
Rafa. There's an argument.
There's
There's an
no
argument
argument.
because of this. because he knows the system better than the dude who made the system. Like, it would be, listen, he's freaking 40 whatever years old. If he rolls into to Las Vegas, he doesn't have to relearn everything.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay.
This is his offense.
I'm gonna tell you. So if he has a choice between Oakland and
I'm saying
the Raiders,
it's a tough choice.
It's not a tough choice at all. Okay, when he goes in there, look at the roster that the Raiders have compared to the Niner roster.
Offensively, it's right there.
The roster? Oh,
offensively,
are you falling off a rocker?
Dude, okay. Best receiver in the freaking league. Okay, a Pro Bowl receiver. You have a top 3 tight end. You have the best running back.
Kittle's a better tight end than Waller.
I said top 3, Rafa. I said top 3.
Eddie, there's no way you're comparing that Niner roster.
Are you kidding me?
No, Eddie, no way.
Best receiver.
No way. The offensive line.
First of all, Josh. Okay, they need a right tackle and a right guard.
Guess what? They don't need in San Francisco any of that.
They just need. But it's comparable, Robert.
Listen. I'm going to tell you something.
Did you see
when the Raiders signed Adams? Jose texted me. Raiders got Adams. That dude couldn't win with Rodgers. You think he's going to win with Carr? That's exactly what I told him. And what did they do? Nothing. Brady had Mike Evans stretching the field. Godwin, blah 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 blah. He can't throw the ball like that anymore.
In the worst division in football.
Worst division in football. Eddie, there's no way he can go there.
In the worst division? Oh.
Yeah, he played in the worst division in football. There's no way that he can go to Vegas.
I'm just saying, you don't think that's like... You don't think that's
and
something...
he's from San Francisco.
You don't think that's something in his head? You don't think that's something in his head? Like, I could go and just...
I think Vegas...
fit like a glove.
Vegas is his last resort. If Miami doesn't call and the Niners don't call, that's his last resort. And Miami would just be a pure, there's weapons, the coach is offensive-minded, and it's Miami.
For you to discount the Raiders' offense in San Francisco.
Oh, it's not even close.
Put it up.
It's not even close.
Best running back against,
it's not
he was the best running back in the league.
You might not even have him, Eddie.
He was,
and you don't have an offensive line.
You have a great left tackle. You have a good left guard.
Eddie.
You have a good center. They need a right tackle and a right guard.
Hold on. If I'm Brady, I'm saying who's the better defense?
Who's a better team? What in my situation am I going into? I want to win.
We're talking about offense, because that's where I would go.
We're only talking about offense.
You divorced your family and your wife to have a chance of winning another Super Bowl.
You picked the Niners.
You picked 100%. The Niners. There's no way in hell. Put it this way. I don't care what quarterback the Raiders get.
Side bet.
Oh, whatever you want.
Side bet.
There is no if he goes to the Raiders, you have to look at the rosters. There's no way in hell that the Raiders' offense with any quarterback in the league is better than the Niners.
We almost fucking beat them with Stidham.
That was Stidham. It was a hype thing.
We almost beat them with Stidham. Did not anyone see that with their own two eyes?
I saw it.
The defense give up 34.
The defense has to be completely overhauled. I'm not saying that.
Brady doesn't have the time for you to sit there and do it.
He can overhaul a defense in 1 year.
Michael, do you hear this?
They have $60 million, Rafa. They have $60 million in cap space.
You don't have anything in that Dude, you have one guy on defense.
Chandler Jones was your last major signing with your money.
And he's like 30.
Roxin, who I always say. I say it, he gets all
What is that, a sushi restaurant? Dude, there's no way the Raiders don't pick up anybody that makes them a Super Bowl contender
they
right off the bat.
$60 million.
That's fine.
You gotta spend it right first.
Chiefs,
you have to spend
Bills,
it right.
Bengals,
and you might have 2 first-round picks.
When?
This year.
How?
He thinks
Go ahead, Michael Brown. Michael Brown has said it that this whole year that there's possibilities that the Raiders get a first-round pick for Carr.
I'm hoping, but then again, what I've also said is, he has to be traded before the Super Bowl, otherwise they have to release
3 days after the Super Bowl. We have
correct.
Which has been done before.
Why would you think about this? Why would you give up our first-round pick for a guy that I can already get?
Okay, I'll tell you why.
On your own,
because there's a market for him. Supposedly, listen, dude.
You know that he has a no trade clause. He can pick where he goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He has a no trade clause.
I know that.
Why would he do that?
I'll tell you why. Because he's not going to get paid $40 million if he gets cut.
No, he's not. He's going to restructure a big fat deal because everybody thinks that he's good. So
Yes.
he's going to get 150, 160, $200 million guaranteed.
No, he won't get $40 million.
Eddie, he will get at least $150 million guaranteed.
He will not get $40 million next year. He signed a great deal. He's
no
not
way.
going to get that
No
deal again.
fucking way. No way.
He's not going to get that deal again,
I
Rafa.
guarantee you he will.
He's not going to get $40 million
you
next
think,
year.
he does.
You telling me this
I
guy
hope he
doesn't
gets
get
that deal.
150 million guaranteed?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Not
I don't-
after
I
that
think-
article came
I
out.
think- yeah, I think his contract is short. Like,
It's-
I don't know.
it's
2
three-
or 3 years for $80 million.
He got it.
So 40 million a season.
He got great contract, Rafa, and that's why
It's
he
gonna be
takes.
short.
And that's why he takes the trade.
So why? And then he's not worth a first round pick.
No, maybe not.
He's not worth a first round pick.
Desperate.
If
What's his
you're
name?
giving up, think about this. Who's giving you a first round pick? Carolina?
Maybe the Jets.
Saints.
You think the Jets are going to
Saints?
give you a first round pick for a guy for a 2-year deal? You're out of your
I
mind.
think
The
they're
Saints.
desperate, though. I think that's
Guys,
why.
you guys are desperate.
The
You're
Saints.
desperate.
Listen, I don't think he's worth. But you know who's
The Jets have the number 13 pick right now.
There's no fucking way if you give up the number 13 pick that you're signing him to a 2-year deal. How the fuck are you doing? Guys, you bumped your head.
You know who's putting up the flag for this argument? One of the biggest sports radio, Colin Cowherd, is.
That guy's a fucking moron.
I agree, but
Yeah, that guy's a
everyone,
big-
Make a clip of that.
Rafa, there is so many people out there. Listen, I don't
That
agree
want him?
with them.
That want him?
That think that he is the shit.
I agree with you. I think that he's
but they're not going to give him a $40 million contract.
Then they're not giving him a first round pick.
Colin has also always liked Carr.
No, that he's always like Carr. But what I'm saying is, if
That's a
you're
good point, though.
if you think that somebody's going to give you a first round pick, bro, then they're going to give him 150 million.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. They're not going to
Schefter
give a
thinks-
first and then not sign up. But I don't think they're going to give a first
Oh.
now. Honestly, I wish they did.
They can
a
give.
lot of insiders. Listen, it might be a second and third. Okay, let's say-
Why? Please explain
I
to
just
me.
told you why.
Why?
Because he is not going to get the same contract that he got.
Eddie, what is
if he goes, if he's
to
cut,
who? Give me a team.
Let's just say Jets.
let's say Jets.
You think the Jets are going to give a second and a third round pick for a quarterback for 2 years? You think that?
no,
I
his
still
deal,
have a
his
team.
deal is 3 more years. It's a 4-year deal. He has 3 more years after this year.
The Jets can get him for nothing. For nothing, because he has a no trade clause as well, by
but
the
if
way.
you think there's a market, if you're a GM and say this is the missing piece, he's a leader, he's this, he was just
He
in a bad-
cries in front of the camera. Do you think that's going to go well in New York? Do you think
No,
that's
New
going to
York's
go
gonna
well
eat
in
him
New
up.
York? So do you? Okay, so there is no way that a team like Carolina, who needs their draft picks,
What about the Titans?
there's
Titans,
no way.
I like.
The Titans are great.
What about-
There's no way that the Titans are giving you a first round pick.
Okay, second and
or
third.
No, they need to build. Guys, they need things. That defense is
I
stout.
don't think anyone's going to trade to get him. Honestly,
No,
They
there's
can
no
wait until
way.
after the window.
Why do
and
all
then
the-
sign
why the-
him on their terms?
Why do all the NFL insiders think a trade's going to happen?
They can think whatever the fuck they want. Because I'm
They're
telling you,
talking to GMs.
if they trade him, he will get paid. That's what I'm saying. If you trade him, fine. I'm okay with you trading him if you're Tennessee. You want to trade for him? Fine.
Yeah.
But I know that you're going to pay him because you're thinking, if these morons think they're going to give him a first round pick, then he's getting paid. There's no way. And
don't
he has
think-
a no trade clause. Does he want to go to Tennessee?
The only team that I think would give, there's only one team I think that would give him a first round pick, and I think it's the Saints. And it's because that Peyton, you're going to get a first round pick in exchange for Peyton going to wherever he goes.
You have to pay him. You have to pay him.
Yes.
So then he's going to get $150 million.
If he gets
does
traded,
cut,
but
then-
if he gets cut, then he has to write up a whole new fucking contract, and he's not going to
Eddie,
get
Are
paid.
you
People
going to trade
think-
Derek Carr straight up for Sean Payton? Is that what you're saying to the Saints?
Basically,
He thinks there's
The
no
Saints,
way.
The Saints need a quarterback.
The Saints
basically,
need everything, guys. There's no way. All these teams, they need their picks. The only team that
But that
doesn't
makes sense.
Saints
Because
have
then they can
Saints
just
have
trade him straight
weapons.
up.
for Sean Payton.
It's not really a straight up trade,
Nobody's trading.
but it is.
Nobody's trading. They have McDaniels. They're not trading their quarterback. They're not trading.
It's not a trade. you're trading your first round pick, but you're getting one back for let's say Peyton goes to the Texans. Let's say Peyton goes.
To Peyton. I'm going to tell you something.
It's a first round compensation.
The Texans are not giving their first round pick this year or next year. There's no fucking way.
Well, then why did he interview with him? Because
maybe they give him a third.
That's what the Saints are asking.
I understand, but they're not giving one this year. There's no way the Texans are going to give up their first round pick.
Why is Peyton even interviewing with them?
Because they can compensate 2 years later.
The Saints won a first round pick this year.
No way.
Rafa,
Sean Payton was on Colin Cowherd, and he said that he chatted with Mickey Loomis, and basically told Colin, which is basically, in my opinion, telling everyone who's about to talk to him that they're looking for a mid-first round pick.
That's mid. That's not the Texans.
Yeah, he said mid to late, I believe.
Mid to late.
Okay, so that's in the 20s. That's in the 18 to 22 to 32. And where do the Broncos pick? 28, right? Where are they picking that second pick?
Yeah, we gave it up.
He gave it up.
So they don't have a pick this year. One. So they'll have one next year.
We don't even have a first.
They don't even have.
We would have to give a first next year,
right?
Or bundle picks up to get into the first round to then trade it. Like, it's not a great situation. But what I'm hoping is they'll accept a future first and then tell Sean, like, hey, here's $25 million a year for 5 years.
There's no way, in my opinion, that the Texans give up either of their first 2 picks this year for him.
No, they need too much.
They need way too much.
But that's what the Saints are asking.
They can ask whatever the fuck they want. I'm not paying.
Saints don't have their first round pick this year either.
Saints don't have a first round pick, so there you go. So they can't give one. They can't give one for Carr.
That's why they want one.
So they can't give you, and they can't give you one for Carr because they don't have one.
Listen. I didn't think he.
You just said Carr. Yeah, Saints are first round pick,
but second and third too.
And where does he want to play? Where does Carr want to play?
He says it has to be a stable situation.
A stable situation. Which guess what stable situation means? It means I need a new deal. That's what that stable situation means.
Why would he want a new deal? He has a great deal. Why would he want a new deal if he has a great deal? He has a great deal.
It's done with. How much left on his deal?
It's only done with if he doesn't if he uses the no trade. It's only done. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying
like he's opting in. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
You think he opts in
to his deal? I think he wants to keep that money.
Okay, but there's nobody going to give a first round pick for him.
I don't think so.
That's what you said, though.
Well, if anyone, I said it would be the Saints,
who don't have one. That seems right.
But they would take a second and a third. Let's say
you'd give up a second and a third.
Let's say the Jets say, listen, send him to the Jets, and the Jets give the Raiders a second and a third, and he gets to keep his deal.
There's no way that the Jets give all that.
I think they would.
You think the Jets give all that?
I think they would give it because they think that they're that close. They think that they're close.
They think they're close, and they saw what he did with Adams?
People are saying that.
Listen, brother, I agree with you. I'm the biggest.
Good.
I think he's horrible.
I think he sucks. But
there's people out there that think that he's going to come in and do something. And it's crazy to me.
Jets fans are saying it. They want Carr.
They say that?
They want Lamar Jackson or Derek Carr.
Yeah, I don't think they pull the trigger on Carr if they think they have a shot at Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
Carr's cheaper than Lamar.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, but Lamar is better.
Zach said
not a thrower.
The Steelers.
I don't know, man.
The Steelers, there's no way that...
They're not doing that.
Lamar can't throw for shit.
And
the Steelers are out. The Steelers have
Carr
picked
can't play in cold weather. I think cold weather's so.
Well, since we keep talking about draft picks, do you guys want to go into the mock draft? We keep going in circles.
Yes, let's go into our mock draft. Listen, that was awesome.
Thank you, MB, for calling in.
All right. Well, have a good rest of the show.
Appreciate it, brother.
Say hello to the Gucci. Can the Gucci say something? Can she say hi, Papa, or something?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Gucci. Hi, Gucci.
Hi,
I love you. You're the best. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, bud.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
MB.
you,
See ya.
Bye.
Okay, so listen, the people love when we argue, Rafa.
It's good TV.
They love it.
Let's go into the mock draft.
Let's go into the mock draft. Everyone knows I'm the biggest mock draft nerd, and I have been for years. I was having draft parties 20 years ago.
When you're a Raider fan, you have to be.
It's true.
It's true.
Our season's done before the season's done, and I'm looking ahead all the time. That's why I love college football.
Week 11, Eddie's like, I'm locked in for these draft picks.
I do like mock drafts from 2 years. Like I look ahead. I do. I do.
So Bears are the number 1 pick. What are they doing?
I think we said it last week. If I'm the Bears and if you're the Bears, we're trading back.
I'm trading back too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trading back to someone who needs a quarterback. Let's say at 4.
So let's say
It depends who the Colts coach, who they hire, I think, and who they want. Right? Do they want Bryce Young or are they okay with Stroud? And that'll all develop as we go forward.
in order to get through this mock draft, let's say that no one's that trades are impossible because you can just it'll be never ending.
All right, so Bears are drafting defense.
I think they need a receiver, but there's not a receiver.
You can't go number one.
You can't go number one receiver.
No Keyshawn's
So
out
it's either Carter
or Will Anderson.
I
go Carter.
I would go Carter too. And after last year, that Trayvon Walker just jumped out of nowhere from Georgia, same fucking
monster.
He
was the number one pick last year.
He was the number one pick last year. So let's go. Bears take
defense.
Carter from Georgia, who's proven to be a maniac. That takes us to the number 2 pick.
Texans.
The Houston Texans, and they have to go quarterback here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, who is your number 1 quarterback? Let's go around and all 4 of us. Jay, who is your number 1 quarterback taken off the board?
Young, for sure.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young is number 1.
Out of?
Alabama.
From?
Modern Day.
From?
California.
Before Modern Day. Where was he as a freshman?
Cathedral High School.
Cat High in downtown LA, baby, Chinatown. All right. Where would you go, Eddie? First quarterback taken off.
Probably Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
I guess I have to go Bryce Young. I like Stroud, though.
I like Stroud a lot.
I like Bryce Young, though. I think that he's the smartest, best decision maker.
Yes.
Of the group.
And he is a...
he's just too small for me.
He's a film rat. Like,
he's the best decision maker.
Yeah, he's going to be more prepared. What's
the coach.
That Bill O'Brien, who is the OC at Alabama, who's probably going to go back, I heard, to...
Houston?
As an offensive coordinator, I heard that today, to Foxborough, to Patriots.
I see that.
That he wants, Belichick wants him back as an offensive coordinator.
I see that.
And that's where he started. That's where it all started for Bill O'Brien.
I see that.
So
Zach also likes Bryce Young.
So let's go Bryce Young. Number 2. Congratulations, Bryce Young. You're now a millionaire. Okay.
He was before that.
He is.
He was before that.
Yeah, you're right. He's already been a millionaire. That's crazy. Okay. Pick number 3. The Arizona Cardinals.
Defense?
They have to go defense.
Yeah.
You got to go defense.
They have to go defense.
You can't pick a quarterback.
So we still have Will Anderson on the board.
Will Anderson.
Yeah,
Will Anderson. I think that's...
But I've seen corners also...
There's like 3 top corners in this draft. The Penn State kid.
Kid from Oregon.
Yes. With the Hernandez.
And then you have the kid from Georgia.
And Penn State.
Kid from South Carolina is pretty
South
good.
Carolina, Cam Smith, Georgia. But we're going Will Anderson to the Cardinals.
Colts.
The Colts.
C.J. Stroud, I think.
I think as well. They've been so bad at quarterback for so long.
I think Stroud.
But I've seen the kid from Kentucky taken there also at 5.
His odds keep on going.
Yeah. They say that, but he's also a fucking Mitchell Trubisky. So
yes, that's too much of a risk.
Bro, you played in the SEC. You didn't do shit. Your team scored 13 points a game or 15 points a game.
I don't get. So if you watch him,
he has
he has a crazy release. He has crazy arm talent.
Zach Wilson effect.
Yeah, he has, but he's bigger. He's an NFL-sized quarterback with a great arm. But I'm taking Stroud as well.
There's been comparisons to Josh Allen.
Yeah, I've seen.
He's big, strong.
I don't think he runs like that, but I think Stroud's gonna be better. But
Stroud to the Colts. Now, this is a really interesting pick. The Seahawks. Then this is Denver's pick. The Seahawks. There's rumors that Geno's going to take $20 million, which would be an
amazing deal.
Amazing deal. And where would you go, Rafa, if you're the Seahawks?
Defense.
Mm-hmm. So who do we have left on? We have all 3 corners. We have some good offensive tackles, but they don't need tackles. They already have two starting rookie tackles
Right.
that are playing well. So defensively,
I would go corner.
and you have Woolen, who's maybe the defensive rookie of the year at one corner.
I would go corner and have Woolen on one side, and then whoever you draft on the other side. I think you're set at corner.
You got to go defense.
And what's his name loves defense. He's the defensive
Pete
coach.
Carroll.
Or he goes the DN from Clemson.
Miles Murphy, or we haven't got that, and Bryce or Brees is still there on the board. So Seahawks
Defensive line.
defensive
Defensive
line.
line or corner.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's probably going to be Miles Murphy from Clemson, and we'll go there. Murphy from Clemson. The Lions. Oh,
Defense. No doubt. You need another
You
corner.
need
You need everything. I'd take a corner.
On defense, you need everything.
Who's the best linebacker on the board? Just too early.
the best linebacker. There's 2 or 3 of them.
This is too early to take one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
way too early.
there's not a standout
Not
linebacker.
until like the second
Who do they have
round.
mock draft Eddie at the 6th spot for Detroit?
That's probably a corner.
Miles Murphy.
Really?
Who they have at 5?
We just
Well, this mock draft has like the trades involved, so it kind of.
So
Okay.
at the 5, who they have at 5?
They had Vegas trading up to take CJ,
Okay.
I like that.
and
do
they also
like
had
that.
the Colts trading up number 1 to take Will.
Yeah.
Colts to take Will Anderson?
That's what. Yeah.
That is the dumbest
That's
fucking
a-
mock draft
yeah,
ever.
Just a different one. Just a
Yeah.
different
That's why I
mock
don't like
draft.
doing trades, because you could just
No.
it's too
yeah,
many.
and that's a stupid
Yeah.
fucking deal.
So if
Trade
I-
up to get Will Anderson. Fucking
so
wise guys.
if I'm the Lions,
Will Levi's.
Oh, Will Levy.
yeah.
Levi's.
Oh yeah.
That's terrible.
How do you say his name, by the way?
Will Levis.
Will Levis? Is it Levis?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Levis.
it's
Okay,
Levis.
so we've been saying Levi's forever.
Yes. So if I'm the Lions, you have a stud at one D end. I would probably.
Oh, and that kid Houston who played the last whatever amount of games. he was fucking awesome.
Oh, 6'6", 275.
He was
from Texas Tech.
He was fucking awesome.
He's up the board. He's gonna go top 10.
No. The kid who played for the Lions to end the season.
Oh,
Huston or Houston or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He was really good the last 8
Yes,
games or whatever.
yes. But they have to go defense.
Yeah,
They have to go
They have
corner.
to go-
They need a linebacker. They need everything.
Yes.
Who do they have him taking? Oh, Miles Murphy.
Yeah.
Who's the 7th? Well, that's the Raiders. So let's say who's the
next best defensive player?
Different one. They have him taking Keely Ringo.
Ringo.
okay.
Let's
I
go
like
with Ringo from Georgia. That's solid. And the defensive coordinator, who I think should get fired.
I found a CBS one with no trades.
There you go.
Okay. So, and that's Ringo.
Yeah.
So Ringo, I think that's a good pick for them. For the Lions, cornerback
the big
out
pick
of
right
Georgia.
Number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders.
So-
You're a Raider fan.
Yes. So
you're on the board.
if this all depends on
Quarterback.
On quarterback. If you're bringing in Brady, which is a strong possibility, you have to go right tackle, which I believe is either Paris from Ohio State or the kid from Northwestern.
Who do they have?
They have Paris Johnson.
Paris Johnson,
So offensive tackle for the
offensive
Raiders at
tackle,
7.
and that gives you 2 solid freaking tackles for your next quarterback, if it's Stidham or someone down the road.
Okay, so tackle at 7.
Paris at 7. Falcons now.
Who do they
Do you
have?
believe in Ritter is the question.
Where did they take him last year?
I think
Third?
I think it might be the 3rd, actually. It might be the 3rd.
Who do they have taking Atlanta? Who do they have?
Tyrese Wilson.
The defensive end from Texas
Texas
Tech.
Tech.
6'6", 275.
They
That-
need defense.
Huge. That is the pick for them. Wilson from Texas Tech. Now,
Carolina.
Carolina Panthers.
Is that
Now, this is-
Richardson from Florida?
Well, we haven't. Levis is still on the board. Richardson is still
So
there.
they have Levis or they have Richardson?
For
Carolina at 9.
Levis.
So Levis at
Levis.
quarter. I think quarterback.
You have to go quarterback for the Panthers. You have to. I don't think there's
This
a
one
question.
this one here is shocking to me. The Eagles at 10.
No, they can go any. They can
They
go
can go
best
anywhere.
player.
I've seen mock
on the
drafts
board.
have them receiver at 10.
They're stacked our receivers.
I thought so. For me, I would say at 10, defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Now, there's
you have guys that are getting older at D tackle.
Or corner.
Brian Brees is still on the board. He's a top 10. The man is a mammoth man out of Clemson. Him and Murphy were,
Who does CBS have at 10, Eddie?
Joey Porter.
cornerback out of Penn State.
I like it.
Let's do that. Joey Porter.
Corner, they need help. It's going to be on the
Yes,
defensive
you
side of the
can
ball.
never
for
have
sure.
enough cornerbacks in the NFL.
Titans at 11.
Titans at 11. Now you still have Anthony Richardson
I fuck.
is on the board.
I think you go receiver. I think I go here, Jordan Addison or Smith out of Ohio State.
I go the TCU guy.
Johnson.
Yes. So out of those,
I go receiver here for sure.
I think you're right.
I think
You have to go receiver.
I have to go receiver.
You have to go
Where
receiver.
are they going?
Where are they going?
They have Addison taking him.
Addison, baby. I love it. This is planning out to be a great. Now, the Texans have another pick here. And with their first pick, you had Bryce.
So you got to go receiver.
You got to go receiver.
You got to go receiver.
So you either have the TCU kid or the Ohio State.
Do they have receiver?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Who
it's
do they
probably
have
Smith.
Quinn Johnson.
Quentin
Johnson,
Johnson
okay.
out of TCU.
Out of TCU.
Quentin.
3 hours up the road.
Now, yes, right in home state, the New York Jets.
Wow.
Now you're stacked. You have good defense. You could always use another defensive lineman. You could use another receiver.
You can use a corner.
They need a
You have
receiver.
2 running backs already. Maybe another corner.
I go corner
I
or receiver.
I go
on the outside.
I go corner.
What do they got?
They have the Jets taking a tackle. Peter Skoronski.
Okay, or offensive
Oh,
tackle.
the offensive tackle from Northwestern. I love it. Now the Patriots.
Oof.
Man, there's a lot of holes on that team.
Is there another tackle?
There is one more tackle that's projected in the first round.
I go offensive line here.
I think Georgia has one, right? The Georgia tackle.
You need help on the outside, I think, but I want to say you're young enough there. I'd go tackle here for them.
Yes.
And then their next, moving forward under.
What's
they
his
probably
name,
get-
Eddie Money from Georgia?
Who do they have at 14?
Broderick Jones.
That's who they have them
Or
taking?
Broderick Jones.
Broderick Jones. And they have him there?
Yeah.
Nice.
14.
God, we're on this shit.
Well, fuck, we've watched enough of these teams.
Yes.
We've watched enough of these teams that we know
Now-
they're fucking
One,
terrible.
yeah.
This is this. We're only doing the top 15. We're not going to do the whole team. The Green
Bay
Bay
Packers.
Packers.
Oh, this
Now.
I mean, there's fucking. I.
How do you not get him a receiver?
You have Watson, who's young, and you need another receiver.
You need
You
another
go Smith
receiver.
here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
or I don't know if you
You need-
go-
You have a great defense.
you have an amazing defense. I think
You have 2 running backs.
You need another lineman.
Now, how about this would always be good for him. The Michael Myers kid from the Notre Dame tight
seen
end,
that actually on
or
draft board.
that huge tight end from Georgia. But I don't know who
He's
they.
not. He's not.
Not coming out.
He's not coming
Bauer,
out.
No.
the other guy.
The other
what's
guy,
his name?
number 8.
I don't know. Not the.
He's
No, that was the.
he's bigger than Bowers.
Who do they have at 15 for the Green Bay?
Michael Meyer.
I have seen that on many.
Shocker! I guess I
boards.
do. Fucking yeah. If you
So
ever doubted how many,
Michael
Okay,
Myers.
GM, all right,
I can't
GM.
believe I called that.
Michael Myers.
Michael Meyer, man. But that is, we're gonna do like 50 of these.
Yeah,
If
for
you
sure.
have-
So keep that one.
If you have, yes.
Keep that one, and we'll fucking.
If you have, if I have any say, we're gonna keep on doing mock drafts.
We'll do them once a month. We'll do mock drafts. We're gonna have a big NFL.
so
draft show
where
for
we are
sure.
on time.
And then-
we're gonna end NBA.
Yeah, we'll end NBA.
And so NBA talk. If anyone has
This is
any,
a Laker town, right?
yes,
They have the best player on the planet, no doubt ever.
48-8-9.
By the way, Jay went to the game last night. Who's the biggest?
He went?
Jay-
He was at the game last night, and I know
If Jay
because
He
could
was so
call
mad
in,
watching
I
Jay
was driving home from work, and he sends a message, a video of LeBron missing a layup during warmups. Right, it like rattled in. It was like a missed dunk layup type of deal. And he goes, "Is it? What did he say? Is this your king?"
Is this your king?
Yeah.
Is
Dude,
this your king?
I was telling Eddie, you know how many texts this dude had ready to roll last night?
If-
But LeBron had
Anything.
19 in the fourth. He finished 48, 8, 9, right?
8-9.
48, 8, and 9 on 26 shots.
Yes.
That's insane.
Not fucking 40 shots like Kobe.
Yes.
On 48 shots.
13 of 45.
So
Yeah.
we have a special guest for you, Rafa, that's about to call in.
Uh-oh.
Yes, someone who saw the king in person.
Last night.
Oh,
So this is how
I
we
hope he appreciated greatness.
exactly. Oh, here we
So-
go.
Hello.
surprise, as Rafa would say.
What's going on, Jay?
What's happening, guys? What's happening? I was just listening to you right now.
Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
We finished all our topics, and we're ending up on NBA basketball. And you just happened to be at a game last night. And for all of you that don't know,
Turn your radio down, Jay.
yeah, you can't
okay, my bad.
you can't be on speaker.
Okay.
If there's a cop, just put your phone down.
Or don't. Fuck them. Just
So
kidding. Love law enforcement.
here's
How about now? Is it good?
yes,
There
that's
you go.
perfect. That's
Perfect.
perfect. So it was Jay's birthday this weekend. He's had a birthday
4-day weekend, birthday.
freaking
Birthday
4-day.
weekend, baby. Birthday weekend. That's how
And-
it's done in the Herrera household.
Yes.
And he capped it out. He capped it off
With
with
the Laker game.
watching the King.
So
So for 48.
if anyone doesn't know by now,
God.
there's the Herrera boys. Those are my nephews, and they are diehard. I'm not going to say Laker fans. They are diehard
Kobe fans.
Kobe lovers, and that's how they grew up. And that's and they Rafa and them, they go back and forth on the group chat. I'll wake up and there'll be 500 texts back and
Not
forth.
exaggerating either.
That's
They're
not.
fucking,
That's not
the numbers
exaggerating.
get up there.
That's very accurate.
So
Accurate.
Jay gets to the game and immediately sends a picture of him at warm-ups, and LeBron bounces one off and goes to reverse dunk and sort of fumbles it and still makes it.
It rattles, but it wasn't a dunk.
No. He missed it. He missed
No,
it.
no,
went in.
that went
The video
in.
you sent.
The video
goes in.
you sent went in.
Yes, that's how jaded he is.
Okay, it might have been-
That's
okay,
how
you know what? I
blind
had
he is.
multiple.
That's how.
It didn't go in.
It
As
didn't
it goes
I had
in.
multiple. I had multiple.
Okay, so you have a couple misses in there. He didn't miss too much
Probably.
last night,
I have
though.
a few. I was gonna make a reel of LeBron's.
During warm up,
His missed shots in warm-ups.
you should
Yeah.
have made a reel of how good he was in that fourth quarter.
You know what? But you know what? Okay, so I did. Let's not forget. I did mention. I said, you know what? It was an honor watching him. You know, that was the first time I actually seen him play because every time I gone to a game, he's he's
Hurt.
either taking
Oh,
time
here
off,
we go.
Oh,
per usual,
please.
or
Oh,
he was hurt.
shit.
Or he was hurt. But I digress. But like I said, it was he could do whatever he wants offensively. He was good. He played good. He had a great game. It was good.
It's killing him.
He won't.
Those words coming through his lips are hurting so bad. So I don't get it. They're so blind to the fact that LeBron James is
Okay.
Go ahead.
He's great. He's great. So you know what? I'm going to save some arguments because it makes for good TV because the in person will be better.
Oh no, the
So
in
I'm
person is
gonna
going to be
my
fucking
passion.
great. I have folders that I've been making for you, and I'm gonna they're on the TV that we have here.
Should I go
We
through
got
them?
a screen right in front. So what I'm gonna have one of my kids prepare a PowerPoint because I'm
Oh,
too old for that
yes,
shit.
I love
I'm
it.
gonna have them prepare a PowerPoint for you on everything LeBron, and
You know
then
what?
we'll compare
I
to
have-
Kobe.
I have my version of that. That folder. Zach Binder.
Zach
Zach
Spider.
Binder.
Binder of facts.
Zach Spinder's real.
Oh God.
It's
So
a real
what?
thing.
All right,
Real thing.
hit us with what you got.
You know what? Just in general, it goes back to our group chat. I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times. I'll shout it from the top of Mount Washington.
Mount Washington, baby.
LeBron is not the best player to ever touch basketball.
Jay.
And he's not far. And Kobe, dare I say, well, I don't dare to say it. I'll
Don't say it.
Well, Kobe is 1,000 times better.
Jay, Jay,
thousand times.
Jay,
I'm gonna step back.
listen. I'm gonna because we're not in person, so I'm not gonna argue this with you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. All I'm gonna tell you is one thing. You as a Laker fan, you grew up watching Kobe. I understand. You got home, you got excited. Kobe's on, and there's fucking 2 minutes left because you finished your homework. So there's 2 minutes left, and he's down fucking 4 to the Kings, and he hits a 3, and they're down 1, and then he gets the ball back with 26 seconds, and he misses that 3, and he gets a rebound, they get a rebound, and then he misses another one, and then he makes it. And that's where you think he's great. And I don't tell you that he didn't hit amazing shots to win the game. And he is the best at all time. You know what he's the best at all time at? Making fucked up shots.
Yes.
He's the best.
You know what?
He's the best bad shot taker. When you're the best, he's the best bad shot taker. Which is why when he scored 81, he had like 60 shot attempts. If LeBron shot the ball 60 times, he would have 100.
Yes.
That's about right.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Jacob,
That is a fact.
That is a
It's a
fact.
fact.
That is a fact, dude. That is, if LeBron, you saw it last night, and you know damn well that at age 38, he can go out there on any given night and put up any amount of points he wants. That's not his style.
I mean, he did that in Eastern Conference.
He didn't do that.
Stat filler.
He's not a stat. He's not a stat filler. He never averaged 30 in a season. Did you know that?
I'm talking about the others. I mean,
No. See, those things come easy to him. Those rebounds, they come easy to him because he's 6'9". Okay?
6'9",
you know what comes easy to him? Blocks at the end of a finals game to then get the ball to Kyrie to hit a jumper. Those things come to him. You know what else comes to him? 4 finals MVPs. You know that comes to him.
Did you mention Kyrie the LeBron saver?
What?
Ray Allen?
Oh yeah, no. They did him a favor. LeBron carried them there. It's like when LeBron ran the whole marathon and he tripped at the end and Kyrie crossed the finish line for him. That's what happened.
Okay, I'll say this because my arguments are not going to come across well right here.
No, they're not.
They're not going to come across well when you're sitting here either, by the way.
You started off saying, me and Zach, or just me, are blinded by Kobe. Even Eddie says this.
All the time.
Jacob says this.
I say it all the time.
But anyone can say that.
Okay. The way that you talk about LeBron and his stats and his games, you literally are the mirror of me or Zach.
No.
Being a homer for LeBron.
I'm not. I don't need to be a homer for. How can I have? I don't have to be a homer for LeBron because he has a better 3-point percentage than Kobe all time. He has more 3-point shots made than Kobe all time. So it's not like he didn't shoot any and his percentage is higher. He has more 3-pointers made than LeBron. Your argument the other day was he couldn't shoot. You know what? LeBron has over 2,100 makes. Kobe has less than 2,000. Okay, so LeBron has more.
I don't have my homework. I don't have Zach's binder in front of me.
I don't need the binder. I don't need the binder.
Bullshit.
I'll send you a picture. LeBron has over 2,100 3-pointers made. Kobe had under 2,000. Kobe shot 32% from 3. LeBron shoots 34% from 3. LeBron shoots 67% inside of 5 feet. Okay, the league average is 58%. Bro, there is no way in hell. I'm sorry to tell you, but there's no way in hell. And I know Laker fans that are Laker fans from Magic and Michael Cooper and all those guys getting coked out and all that. Those dudes are 60-something years old, and they watch that team. And those guys that are diehard Magic guys and have been diehard Laker fans before you were even born, before you were even a thought, before we were ever a thought, those guys all understand that LeBron James is the best player they've ever seen. That's the bottom line. And they saw Magic with Kareem. They saw Kareem. There's no doubt about it. You can argue Michael Jordan. That's fine.
Debatable.
It's not
better than Michael Jordan?
I think he is because Jordan didn't win he didn't never beat Larry Bird in the playoffs. That's my opinion. Yeah, he didn't lose the finals. He never beat Larry Bird either. He never beat Larry Bird. I'm sorry to tell you. He never beat Larry Bird.
And the only reason he beat Lakers is because Magic Johnson was hurt.
James Worthy was hurt the first year, but I think they would have beat him anyways. But
you know what?
He struggled. Dude, you got to remember, LeBron has been in this league for, what is it? 20 years?
20 years.
He is 20 years.
Yeah.
For 20 years, brother, he has been, for the last 15, bro, he's arguably the MVP almost every fucking season.
Has anyone ever called...
Nobody's ever done that.
Has anyone ever called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a stat filler?
No, and he has the most points ever in the most games ever. How about Hank Aaron, who played forever to beat fucking... Yeah. To get
no one's ever called Kareem that, but yet people call... Or you guys
No. They call LeBron a stat filler. Bro, how can you be a stat filler?
Okay, so, I mean, look at you have to take into account, and you can't argue this. You try to. I mean, Jacob or Eddie, is there any ounce of you agreeing to him being in the Eastern Conference made a difference?
He still
did
plays.
football.
Listen,
It did.
I'm going to tell you this, and
Am
I
I
told you,
wrong?
I told your brother the same thing. Up until LeBron played in the Western Conference, if you took his winning percentage when he was in the East, and shitty teams, by the way, that he played with, in the East, against his record in the West, his winning percentage is 62% until 2019. You want to know what Kobe's is? Less than that, buddy.
I'll tell you.
Less than that.
I'll give you a better example.
Less than that.
Jay, I'll give you.
There's no way.
I'll give you a better example, Jay.
Okay.
Let's switch. Let's put Kobe in the East by himself with Dellavedova.
With nobody.
And Kobe does not go to the finals.
He doesn't go to the fucking playoffs.
He doesn't even go to the playoffs.
Do you remember? I know you don't remember because you don't want to see it. When they traded
You
for
don't wanna see
Shaq,
it.
I'm going to tell you, and I told them the other day, when the Heat
what?
traded for Shaq, Dwayne Wade won a playoff series, and then they lost in the second round as a
Yeah.
rookie. Okay, Dwayne Wade plays with Brian Grant, Caron Butler, Lamar Odom. They trade those same guys to Kobe the next season, and this dude posts a picture. Look at the roster Kobe was playing with.
Yeah.
Dude, Dwayne Wade played with that same roster.
Yeah.
And he got Shaq and he won the title.
Yep.
And Kobe couldn't make the playoffs. He couldn't win 38 games. Kobe is a me guy. Actually, if you want to talk about a stat filler,
I think it's a fact, and we all agree he's a shoot first guy.
100%. That's a stat filler.
That's
He's
a
a
stat
fucking
filler.
ball hog.
Yeah.
He's a ball hog. LeBron, 100%
But you know
of the
what? Okay.
LeBron will always.
but-
That's the difference between LeBron and Kobe, and LeBron and Michael
You have your
Jordan,
stats.
and LeBron
You
and.
can have your stats.
I don't need
Love them.
Bro, the
And
stats,
them.
it's the fucking,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
eye test,
Yeah.
his eye test.
Yeah.
He says the
The
eye
eye
test.
test. The eye
That's,
test is-
what eye? Are you, you got cataracts?
Eye test.
You got
It's a-
cataracts?
What eye test?
He does not pass the eye test at all.
What?
So who would you want?
The
Who
cataract.
would you
Bro.
want shooting the last shot? Who would you want to lead your team?
I can tell you
Who would
what.
want to, galvanize your team together.
Galvanize your team. There's no doubt about it.
It's LeBron.
There's no
100%.
doubt about it.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. You can take the GM from the last 40 years that are probably all still alive and pick one guy to start an NBA team. Every single one of them for the last 40 seasons will pick LeBron, and the one who doesn't probably takes Kareem to build a team.
Yeah.
A fucking team.
Well,
What effect or anything does his decision to go to Miami with Wade and
I'll tell you what.
Bosh
When he
have?
see, because you didn't watch, and that's what I tell you.
No, I'm not,
You didn't. You
genuinely
never
asking you.
watched on a
I'm
week to
genuinely
week.
asking you, what do you think about that?
I wouldn't have.
of his-
I wouldn't have done it. I would have had Bosch come to me because I was already on the point. He didn't need Wade, and he proved it to you because in the finals.
Wait. He didn't need Wade?
Yeah, he didn't need Wade. Did you see the record throughout the regular season?
Wait, weren't you the one saying he deferred to him? He wanted to. be
He
wrong.
deferred to
He let
Wade.
me
The
back.
first finals.
It was Wade's
The first
team.
final
It
was the
was
Wade's
Wade-
team.
it was
and
Wade's team.
And after the season, they sat down Wade and Pat Riley with him, and they told him, "This is your team." They told him that. That is fucking. You can find that anywhere. That was said, and Wade has said it. We sat down with him and we told him, "This is your team." And what happened? They didn't lose after that. It was back to back. It was back to back after that. That's what it was.
Okay, so
And if you watched the year they lost to the Spurs, if you watch,
teaming up with Wade and Bosch does nothing.
what does it do?
Just a little blip.
Does it do anything? If you're what ifing, because you're what ifing, right? So if you're what ifing, I'll what if you real quick, and it's actually a stat. So the Celtics never lost a game in the playoffs where Perkins, Garnett, Rondo, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce started. Guess is the only game that they lost to the Lakers
God.
that they lost the two finals that Kobe won. One year Garnett was out and Orlando made it. Garnett didn't play, and the next year Perkins gets hurt in Game 7. And that MVP in that series should have been Paul Gasol. He had 23 rebounds from the first quarter of Game 6 all the way to the end of Game 7 because Perkins was done. Oh, and don't forget that Kobe cried like a bitch, and the NBA gave him the best center in the league. Don't forget that. He got the best center in the league for a future, turned out to be all-star in his brother, which was still in Spain. So you got the best center in the NBA because you cried like a bitch. That's what he did. He cried like a bitch. And don't forget that he'd asked for a trade. He asked for a trade to the
Clippers
Bulls.
and the Bulls.
He wanted to go to the Bulls, and the Bulls didn't want to give up whatever that draft pick was with Lou Aldang or whatever the deal was.
Hold on. So Kobe wants a better team, so we asked for a trade. But obviously LeBron's leaving to get more better players. What's the difference?
I'm not
I don't
saying
understand.
you're comparing LeBron going to Miami and Kobe would have never done it. No, Kobe did. Kobe did do it.
Like I said, I'm genuinely asking if that because you're a LeBron fan. Do Does that?
Dude, I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron fan because I hate him as a fucking person. I'm not a LeBron fan. He's the greatest player, period, that I've ever seen with my 2 eyes. He's the greatest player I've ever seen. And there's people that you don't respect that obviously they're not like us. They actually watch every single fucking NBA game. I watch 30 NBA games a week. Give or more or take on a fucking computer. Okay? On stupid ass League Pass. All right? That's what I do. And I've always watched LeBron from the beginning. There's guys that watch every fucking game and analyze every game. I'm sorry to tell you, there's people that analyze every fucking game and they make a list. And those people on that list have Kobe Bryant at 8. I'm sorry to tell you that. Kobe Bryant is not even in the discussion.
Is LeBron? What's LeBron's? What is he on the top 10, top 5 this year?
On the list, he's second.
No, in your opinion.
My opinion, he's the best.
He's the best player in the league right now?
Oh no! In the league, no. In the ever, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This year.
In the league,
He's for sure top 7. Top 7 for sure.
Oh, he's top 7
easily.
Oh, there's no doubt.
7.
Well,
For me, the best players in the league are Giannis, Luka, Curry. Any which way you want to do it. Giannis, Curry, Joker, Durant.
What about Tatum?
Oh, Tatum for sure. For sure, Tatum's there.
Listen, Jay.
But we can run circles all around
We
it.
could
I
do
will
this-
never
we could do
convince
this
you
all
guys.
day.
I will.
Yeah.
You guys will
next
never be
time-
convinced until LeBron and there will be articles like there was last week that Jacob sent, and you decided when Spoelstra said, "I regret not playing him at every position."
Yes.
That's a fucking NBA coach, by the way. Still coaching.
So,
He's a film guy. He's not a. Come on.
He's a film guy. He just
Jay,
Oh, brother.
thank you for calling in,
Thank
Jay.
you for calling in, Jay.
No, thanks for having me. You know what? I can't wait till the in-person one. I'll have some facts. And some
Oh,
minors ready.
it's going to be a
Okay.
long night, baby.
All
All
right,
right, brother.
Jay.
Have a good night. Safe
Thanks.
drive home.
All right, guys. You too.
All right.
brother.
Well, I think that is going to conclude this episode 15 of Two Nobodies with the Mic. I always like to get everyone's last thoughts. Zach or Hawks, you have some last thoughts?
No, that was a good episode. I think.
All right.
Good back and forth.
I think this is like the one episode you guys didn't run circles over one topic, and that's because Zach made a meeting point for you guys. I was pretty surprised.
All right.
There you go.
I'll take that.
I didn't know Eddie's Money's birthday was the same as mine.
That's crazy. And Big John.
And Big John.
Shout out to official BTA, by the way.
BTA for sure.
I wanted to wear his hoodie, but I wore it yesterday. I wore it the last 2 days, so it was dirty.
I wore mine on Saturday.
So
shout out to BTA, Julio's Pizza,
Julio's Pizza,
Pretty
our
Eyes
teacher,
Lashes. Thank you
and
guys.
Custom Cars. Thank you to our thank you for all tuning in and watching.
Guys, subscribe and have your friends subscribe and everything.
5K giveaway, March Madness.
Thank you guys.